welcome back, everyone, to another O-Day Fighting Irish football game.
A special edition senior night here at West Seattle Stadium.
I'm Riley Kahn.
I'm Harlan Grady. Ready to get things rolling here. Beautiful night for football.
Agreed.
Not going to rain. Looked like it was going to rain, and now looks like the skies will remain clear until at least after the game as the teams get into their offenses, get into their defenses, getting some good practice going.
Yes, you're here back at West Seattle Stadium. The kickoff is set for 7 p.m., but before then, we'll be honoring the senior class of 2022 for their time at football. This game will wrap up the homecoming week for O-Day. We'll be back with you shortly to announce the seniors.
And welcome back here as senior night festivities about to kick off. 6:34 p.m. here in Seattle, Washington, on a beautiful night. Nice view of downtown here in West Seattle. We're excited to get you rolling here. I'm Harlan Grady and my colleague here,
Riley Kahn here.
Yeah, we're excited for a great night of football. O'Day looking to clinch a bye week in the Metro League playoffs. Garfield looking to play for something a little bit more than themselves after a scrappy Week 7, I believe, win over Seattle Prep. Well, their offense has been really, really great at times, showing probably some of the most potential in the Metro League. Last week, they put up 49 points in a win over Seattle Prep.
Before we get started with the game, we are now going to take a moment to honor the senior class of 2022 and the senior football players. As you can see, they are now lining up with their family members to be recognized and honored.
Yeah, well, it is a big night. This parent part of the stands are more full than usual, that's for sure. And you can hear rounds of applause going up. We've got fatheads here as we start to welcome these seniors in as we head over to the sideline. David Mazzio leading the traditions, and here we will try to get started with these festivities. See, big cheers both from the team on the field, the parents on the sideline, the faculty. A lot of love for these group. The O'Day Brotherhood tight-knit as ever.
So first off, we have Donovan Agassiz. He's a senior fullback, currently working off an injury. As you can see, he is going currently walk out on the field with both his parents and his younger brother, Xavier. Xavier is sophomore and is a linebacker, running back. Donovan, of course, coming off of a leg injury. Next up, we have Tylen Bell. Tylen Bell's been doing it since freshman year. He's a wide receiver as we walk out with both his parents there.
Next up, center Oliver Brach in his first game back from injury since week 3 of the season.
Oliver, you know, he's definitely been working really hard. He's been playing for a long time. He's in center all years he's been playing football.
Definitely big for him. Last year was an all-Metro pick. Up next, we have senior Declan Brown.
Declan Brown plays football, also is a star baseball player. Being able to play multiple sports. This guy is a real athlete. As you can see from our previous weeks, he just loves to just push the ball and power through. You can see him walking out there with his parents. And to get congratulated by Coach Monty Kohler. Next up, we have number 48, Rogan Bruce. Not to mention, also Rogan's birthday, so happy birthday, Rogan. Rogan's going to be walking out with both his parents in order to receive a bouquet of flowers from Coach Monty Kohler.
Up next, Spencer Clark.
Spencer, a recent transfer in. He is a wide receiver and defensive back.
Out there with both of his parents, looking to get a bouquet of flowers from Coach Kohler.
Next up, we have number 92, kicker Severio DeSimone.
Just Severio DeSimone there, a great kicker, very consistent this season for the Irish.
Severio walking out with both his parents.
He's pretty darn reliable. You won't see him miss many kicks, if any at all. He's been great this season, great in past seasons. Great to see him here.
Agreed.
And the kicker will be followed by punter Evan DiMolanta. He's in my mentor group at school. He's a great guy, big volleyball player. The punter has a cannon for a leg, and he'll walk out here with both of his parents. Love to see that.
Evan, like many of these players, has been doing it all 4 years. Even since freshman year, he's been working really hard and proving he is a dangerous punter. Now we have number 37, Jack Farmer. He's a senior linebacker and as well as fullback. He also does wrestling as he's walking out with his entire family to receive congratulations from Coach Kohler.
Wow, look at that. He has his younger brother Nate there as well, also goes to O'Day, and an older brother who is an O'Day graduate, as well as 3 sisters.
Now we have number
sisters.
94, Keegan Fox, walking out with his family. Keegan Fox is one of the kickers in his senior year. Keegan is definitely one of those kickers where he kicks the ball and be definitely one of the first people down there. Now we have number 5, wide receiver Joe Gallagher. Joe Gallagher has just been on fire this year and catching most of the passes thrown to him. And you can see him walking out there with both his parents.
Great guy. Definitely been on a tear this season. Wide receiver, an underappreciated position at O'Day, but just as important as everywhere else.
Now we have number 35, Ben Hardy, walking out. Ben Hardy is a running back.
Fullback.
As you can see, his younger brother out there, Luke Hardy, who you might have recognized from last week on the mic with me, and the rest of his family.
He's put up some great numbers as a backup this season, going in for an injured Donovan Agassi. Here comes Keith Hendershot out with his mom and his dad and his whole family. He's been a staple of the O'Day offensive line this year, an anchor both on the field and in the school, as he's well known around O'Day.
As you can even see, supporters waving giant Keith posters. That's something that's pretty common. We see a lot of heads of their seniors. As there, Keith exits the field is now number 29, Khalil Holiday, walks onto the field. Khalil has been a running back the entire time while playing football. You know, he's definitely one of those hard-working, hard-running running backs. I've seen him since freshman football year. As Khalil walks out with his entire family. Now we have Charlie Horry, the backup quarterback for O'Day. Charlie also throws discus for O'Day during the spring season. Charlie's walking out with both his parents and the rest of his family in order to receive congratulations from Coach Monty Kohler. And now, number 47, Georgios Kasakis. Georgios is his first week back after an injury while playing Eastside. Georgios is an all-around athlete, also playing lacrosse and wrestling. Last year, he decided to juggle both sports at the same time. He is, a very big guy. He's a hard runner, and he's just a really hard-working athlete. So congratulations, Georgios. And now we have Sam Lipscomb entering the field.
Sam Lipscomb, the third here, out with his whole family. What a guy. Great mentor for those at O'Day, a house leader at Kilkenny, and he'll definitely have made a lasting impact here at the school.
As now Mr. Walters gets ready to announce number 78, Hugh McCauley. Hugh McCauley transferred in last year. He is a punter for O'Day. He's walking out with both of his parents.
One of my favorite senior night traditions is the family members wearing the alternate jerseys.
Yes. And now number 68, Mark Naboo. Mark Naboo is a serious athlete and a serious lineman. He is definitely not the guy you want to be put up against. As he's walking out with his mom, he's definitely, I would not be surprised if I saw him again in college sometime.
And out comes senior linebacker Zach Newsom. Has been an absolute force at the second level for the Irish this season and has really taken a lead role in this defense, being both a physical leader and a mental leader for these young guys.
Zach, of course, transferred in as well last year. And, he's made a lasting impact as a linebacker. Now number 76, Nathaniel Nimberg, walks out with both his parents. Nathaniel, you see him on the line quite frequently. He definitely is another big guy, hard hitter. Also not someone you want to mess with. And you do not want to be the opposing lineman trying to get around him. As we see now, number 55, Josh Obenesser, is now entering the field with his entire family. And for my freshman year, his mom would always be the one bringing the cookies after the game. As now he and his entire family got to get congratulated by Coach Kohler. Josh is on the line, sometimes even snapping the ball. Now number 33, Parker Paneleaf, is ready to walk onto the field. Parker is typically a defensive back, also seen sometimes in the wide receiver position, as he is walking on with his parent and brother.
And he might even catch him on the lacrosse field in the spring. Short stick defensive midi for the three-time defending Metro champion Irish. Out comes Jamison Saxton, looking snazzy with his parents and his brother there. Big linebacker, but most importantly, a big public speaker at O'Day. Led the assembly this morning. A great guy and a better football player. Or pardon me, a great football player and an even better guy at that.
As now number 27, Trey Stokes. Trey Stokes has been instrumental on the defensive position, playing cornerback.
He's also a captain of this team, and his importance second to none, as all the young guys on this team looked in for leadership at that defensive back spot.
If you look closely at next person to be announced, you'll see Anthony Tisch. As you look even closer, you'll see one of those fat heads that we were referring to earlier. Anthony Tisch, number 81, is a wide receiver. You can also see him wrestling during the winter season. Anthony is escorted by his parents and 2 younger sisters. So we are now looking to round it out as we are entering with our captains. Number 65, Janias Utu. Janias is definitely not someone you want to be put up against. A common theme with this line. As he's walking out, obviously very excited for his senior night, escorted by his entire family. Coach Kohler gives him congratulations.
Royal here as he comes out.
Number 85, Jack Wellborn, is now entering the field. Jack Wellborn, of course, on the defensive line, definitely a tough threat to be worried about. He walks out with his family. Coach Kohler hands him congratulations.
Also, we are very sorry if there's any microphone issues early. We've been trying to get that worked out. We very much apologize. Take this broadcast very seriously. And out last but not least is John Kohler, the starting quarterback here at year 4 for O'Day, and last year in his junior shortened season. And look at that. Isn't that something? The head coach, Coach Kohler, coming to greet his son on senior night. Isn't that special? Gives his wife a kiss, gives his son a big hug, and that's just something else. You don't see that very often.
No, definitely a big instrumental moment for John and Coach Kohler as they all walk onto the field, and that is your senior class of 2022. Congratulations to everyone on their great season.
And well, as we are about to discuss, their season isn't ending here, as with a win today, they will surely be in the Metro playoffs, followed by the district playoffs, ready to make some noise in a case for a state championship. You know this roster has the talent, but at times it looks like they've lacked execution. What can they do to limit those mistakes, especially here tonight and as they go on a playoff run, and make sure that they're doing the most?
Well, you know, to answer that question, Dean McGee says it perfectly. Practice does not make perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect. And I know you just got to practice that, execute those plays until it is perfect. And then at that point, you'll be able to execute properly.
Yep, totally agree. Practice does make perfect here for this O'Day team. And well, the seniors had the moment with the family. Sorry if you can hear the band here in the background getting warmed up to play a great game. And the seniors will make their way off the field as we'll get ready to go here.
We'll be right back after this.
back to the O'Day Fighting Irish broadcast of the football game. O'Day hosting the Garfield Bulldogs here. As I believe we're going to have to pause in just a second to get the Pledge of Allegiance done and over with, and then we will start our brief pregame and get you into the action. Here we go as the athletes turn to the flag, and it looks like we're just going to have to pause for just a second here and get you the Pledge of Allegiance. We'll be right back. And, of course, the national anthem. And here we go, national anthem done and over with. About to hop into some quality Metro League action here at West Seattle Stadium. Very excited to get us kicking here as the O'Day Irish will take the field and host the Garfield Bulldogs in the final regular season matchup for these two teams. They'll look to head on to the playoffs with a head full of steam. Both teams coming off impressive wins. Last week, the Irish blew out the Ballard Beavers as they dominated in a 42-14 win. On the other hand, Garfield Bulldogs, after getting destroyed by Rainier Beach, came through with an impressive 49-42 win over the Seattle Prep Panthers. And they have a head full of steam. They are motivated, they are excited, and they are ready to get it going here. Both these teams excited, pumped up, and we are going to get you ready for an exciting game today. Well, Riley Kahn here alongside me, Harlan Grady, to take you through this one as we're about to get kicking, as the Irish will run out onto the field. No doubt senior Severio Di Simone going to get this one started for us, as it looks like the Irish will start on defense. Well, Riley, what's your score prediction for tonight?
Well, you know, Garfield, they're a first half team. And it's also Garfield, so we can, and it's also O'Day, so we can expect a maybe 21-7 O'Day score around halftime. But then in the locker room and after halftime, we can expect O'Day to run away with it like they have done in previous weeks.
Well, I don't know. It's important not to underrate this Garfield Bulldogs team coming off a 49-point performance against Seattle Prep. As we know, Seattle Prep, no joke, a very serious Metro League contender year to year, and Garfield took that team down with sheer offensive power. Definitely not going to underrate them, because leaning on the arm of E.J. Caminong, they're going to have the world as their oyster here against this Irish defense.
It's also important to remember that Zach Newsom is on the defensive unit, and Zach Newsom is definitely not the person getting ready for the ball anywhere around. So the quarterback is going to have to take that into consideration. As Severio boots this one away, recovered by Garfield returning. He's going to bring this one out.
That's Reggie Witherspoon getting loose a little bit, but not getting loose too much as he's brought down by, it looks like, Davis Downer. And that is a big start for the Irish, not allowing any field position there for the Bulldogs, as they will run out start the game on offense with their gray jerseys and purple pants, a slick uniform combo there. And at the helm, it'll be quarterback number 2, E.J. Camino, leading this team as a sophomore. Very impressive as they will trot out to start this game. Well, this offense likes to play it a little bit more spread. They can run the ball, that's for sure. You don't want to underestimate their ground attack, but more than likely they'll be trying to move it through the air on a very tough Irish defensive front. As we're going to get it started. Snap here, fakes the handoff, rolls out, and looks deep. Throws it across the middle, and it's caught. And he'll keep going, runs over an Irish defender, but is eventually tackled by Khalil Holiday. And what a nice play there by Mike Montgomery. As he'll make that play, and that'll be a big gain for the Bulldogs on first down. Moving the chains, setting them up for another nice play here. Another 1st and 10. Well, that's not your ideal first play from the Irish defense, Riley. What do you think happened there?
Well, it's just, Garfield came out and they just threw a pass play, obviously. I think it's one of the things, you can't do the same play over and over again. This play, you really can't do it. It's also one of those games where, it can turn just like that. Like this play, who knows, you can fumble it right now.
Well, that was an excellent play by Zach Newsom there limiting a gain off the edge, and that'll make it 2nd down and long. Well, the Bulldogs definitely looking to establish the run here, but we saw them pass the ball on first down. I think that the average person would say that the strength of this Irish defense is in their line. Big men, Mark Naboo, Janias Utu, 2 of their captains up there, very strong, hard to run the ball on. And I would say that this Garfield team is probably going to have a better day if they try to move the ball through the air as they did on that first play.
Like I said earlier, moving the ball through the air can be a risk at times. We have a strong defense. Zach Newsom, Kyan McDonald, Trey Stokes. If you're not careful with that, the ball could be going the other way very easily. Kyan McDonald proving that he can get that ball in for 6 points. Timeout, Garfield.
Well, an early timeout there. It looked like they had a little bit of confusion as one of their wide receivers went in motion. And that's not what you want to do. You don't want to burn those timeouts early. Those can be valuable in late game clock management scenarios, but sometimes you just have to get your head straight. This is a tough team. It's going to be a tough game, and sometimes you need to take those early timeouts.
Yes, but also you have to be on your A game, especially when playing such an important interleague rivalry. And you cannot show that your team is making mistakes, because that only gives your opponent more inspiration to go out and execute. Now 2nd and long for Garfield. Looks like they are in a running position. Interesting
formation here is they're going to have 4 men in the backfield, and they're going to hand it off, and he'll make a few moves, cut it upfield, run north to south, and he'll get a big gain there, as that'll make it 3rd and about 1.
Brought down by Dane Camacho, Jr.
Well, Dane Camacho alongside Zach Newsom, those 2 linebackers always where you are. They're tackling, always making plays. As they line up in the same formation, hand the ball off again, and he will get the first down, taking a pile of red jerseys for a first down. That'll move the chains again for this Bulldog offense that's done so well in recent weeks.
Now Garfield's moving in the first down territory. It seems to be a substitution on offense. Garfield now lines up in their preferred wide receiver stance. First down.
Checking their playbooks here. Quarterback in the shotgun, looking for probably what's going to be another first down throw here, as there's motion across, and the handoff to number 27 as he takes it up the middle, but he's met by a pile of red jerseys, bounces off and gets a few more yards as the play is blown dead, and he's not brought down. That was a nice little trick play. You want to get the guys in motion. You want to get want to get the ball into the hands of your playmakers, and that's what they're doing here early. On the carry there, that was Rion Hampton. A nice carry, way to bounce off a pile of red jerseys and keep moving the ball forward, getting his legs moving.
In this case, it's just a matter of keep on doing what's working. If you keep on running and you keep on getting big plays, and keep on doing that. Quarterback takes it himself and is met by Kyan McDonald.
hit hard there. He went through all of his progressions, looked back, looked through them again, still couldn't find an option. That was a nice play to get out, find a little bit of space, and scramble to make sure that the play wasn't lost. And a nice hit there from Kai McDonald, the sophomore. Definitely nice to see these underclassmen performing for the Irish, as they'll line up in yet another strange formation here, as they will have none out wide and 3 in the backfield, as the handoff will be to 19, and he'll take it for just a few. A nice play by, it looked like Brendan Murphy there off the edge for the Irish.
Looks like a...
And that will move the chains for the Bulldogs, who have looked strong here on offense. Definitely a key for O'Day will be, if they can get the Bulldogs to ground and pound it the whole game, I don't think they'll have many problems. What the concern is for this defense is limiting those big passes, those big plays. If those are happening consistently, then they'll have no hope of stopping this explosive offense.
Yes, definitely. Also, it's that D-line. You just got to be very careful not to let Mark Naboo past you. So far, his opponent's been doing a good job with that, but if you can let him pass one time, that'll be a big loss, if not even a fumble. Another timeout taken by Garfield. And once again, not seeing something they're liking. Down to 1 timeout now. Obviously, there is a lot of miscommunication on this offense. Very close to some mistake.
Well, interesting here. On the first drive, they've used 2 of 3 timeouts, but their offense has been working well, you could say. They've moved the chains now, I think, 3 or 4 times, and they're down to almost the red zone. Yes, those 2 timeouts have been used. You don't want that to happen. It's not ideal, but in the end, you have to sort of deal with those sometimes, and this has been a good offensive drive no matter the long-term consequences. Putting up first points on this Irish team will be a key if the Bulldogs want to leave West Seattle with a victory tonight. And I think that's what they're moving to do here, as they're closing in on field goal range.
1st and 10 yet again for Garfield.
Well, we saw them pass once. We saw them appear like they were going to jet sweep and then hand it off. So we'll see what they have up their sleeve, trying not to play all their cards early. And here's the snap. He'll drop back to pass and look out to the flats as there's pressure from the outside, and he'll chuck it up, and it looks like it'll be intercepted. It'll be intercepted and into the end zone for a touchback. Oh my goodness, that was a nice play by the D-line to get pressure and forcing the interception on his senior night, Captain Trey Stokes with the pick. What a play. Looks like the refs have ruled him down on the 1-yard line instead of a touchback, so the offense will be backed up. But what a play by the Irish D-line. I couldn't quite tell who was in there, but it was an excellent play to get pressure and make him chuck the ball up, and you couldn't ask for an easier interception than that. What a play by the Irish defense to make that pick.
Well, you know, just what I warned you about, Mark Naboo and Janice Utu broke through the line immediately and applied that pressure on the quarterback, who panicked and just threw the ball away right to Trey Stokes. I told you guys at the beginning of the game to make sure you throw the ball away from Zach Newson and Trey Stokes, and he threw it right to Trey. He was able to intercept the ball and give the Irish first down.
Well, not ideal field position here for the Irish, but you'll be happy to even get the ball back as they're preventing those key first points. And as usual from the Irish, we'll see Jason Brown in the backfield, star sophomore, looking to pad his stats here on the season, which are already impressive, and he is met at the line and dropped. Not quite a safety. He'll be brought down for no gain, but not a safety, as the Irish will manage to keep out of their own end zone, at least for the moment here.
Irish run for no gain on first down, brings up 2nd and 10.
And one key here on the Irish offense is that center Oliver Brach is back and cooking for the Irish. He is an all-Metro center, very important piece to this offense, a leader both physically and mentally, a rock in the center of this big line.
As you know, this is definitely a big, it's very important here. You get the ball and you just get out of your own end zone. You know, if they can get out of the end zone in this play, then they'll have a little more room to work with. I wouldn't be so,
And it looks like that will not be happening, as I believe that was Tucker Ashcraft there jumping early, and that will be a false start on the Irish. Not sure how much more backed up they want to put him, but it looks like it'll be 2nd down and long on about their own 1.
The goal line, bring up
And we'll put it half the distance to the goal, and that'll back them up just about as far as you can go.
All right, so move 2 blades of grass back.
Not what you want here at the Irish offense early. Those mental mistakes are what's going to hold this offense back. They can score points. We've seen it. They can attack both on the ground and through the air, but those mental mistakes will hold them back. We've all season long, they've talked about making sure to limit those mental mistakes as there's the pitch to Brown on the outside, who breaks a tackle, slips away, breaks another tackle, cuts back to the middle, and drags like 7 defenders with him, as that will be a gain of about 8, the most impressive 8-yard run I've ever seen, to make sure the Irish are not stuck back in their own end zone. And that will be ruled a first down, so never mind, gain of 8. That was an 11 or 12-yard run from Brown, and that will move the chains. A critical play there from Brown. Lots of heart, lots of hustle and grit there from the sophomore.
Yeah, definitely Jason Brown. I know I've said it multiple times. The guy you have to watch out for as he moves. Oh, no.
As
Apologies.
that's Kotsakis up the middle. Apologies, that's Kotsakis up the middle for a gain of about 7, and that's another solid, and that's the first down, solid first down for the Irish.
Georgios Kotsakis coming back after an injury to his shoulder against Eastside Catholic. Obviously, he is back, and he is ready to play and ready to play hard. It's good to see him back and ready to go.
He is a big part of this Irish offense. They love to use 2 backs, as there's the handoff to Brown, who cuts off the outside, and he gets loose. He's gone. He's off the left hash. He's down the left sideline. It's a foot race. Will he win it? Will he win it? As he's not, as he is, he's brought down. But nonetheless, a gain of a, oh my goodness, that's a huge run from Jason Brown off the right hash. What a play, and he's gone for about 80 yards. A huge run, as he can't quite win the foot race to the end zone, but he'll get this Irish offense in the red zone for their first possession of the day, as they'll look to punch this one in from 10 yards out. What a huge run from Brown, as he can't quite win the foot race, can't quite get the touchdown, but he will make sure that he's putting his team in the best position possible, as he always does, as they're down to about the 10-yard line. Jason Brown, earlier in the season, when talking about his offensive line, said that it felt like literal heaven sometimes, as they open up gaps about 6 Browns wide, and he can just run through them like nothing at all, like a hot knife through butter. And it was just impressive to watch him there as he got loose, shook him down the right sideline, and down within the red zone, which is big for the Irish. They were a little bit backed up there, and twice now he's bailed them out, gotten big runs, and they'll look to score here on their first red zone possession of the day.
You know, just O'Day's offense can be so dangerous at times, especially with that offensive line. It's like they're lining up with 2 backs yet again. Cole with the option to hand it off to Brown or Georgios. He picks Brown. Brown punching it forward. Still on his feet.
And he looks like he's going to
tripped
get
up,
in off the
and
left
he
hash.
finishes his job.
That's a touchdown. Jason Brown in for 6 for the Irish as they strike first. They're going to get a touchdown here. Jason Brown off the left hash, finishing what he started. And that's a huge touchdown for the Irish. That's 6. And outrun Saverio DeSimone, trying to make it 7. Big run for Brown off the left hash for about 10 yards. And even on that first drive, the Irish offense started on the 1-yard line, got 1 yard on first down, backed up again on second, and he breaks out for a gain of 10. And then on the very next play, he breaks out for a gain of 80, and then he punches it in from 10 yards out. Responsible for about 99 yards of rushing and a touchdown there on that first drive. And of course, don't forget Georgios Kotsakis putting in work too. Just an impressive drive there from Jason Brown and the whole Irish offense, especially the stout offensive line, making gaps for him, as that is up, through, and good from Saverio DeSimone on senior night.
Wow, I mean, I was saying it was going to be a close first half, but the way O'Day's offense and defense have been executing, they are ready to play, and they are ready to play hard, as the packed stands are ecstatic with the interception, the big run, and now the touchdown.
Of course, well, that all didn't happen without the help of Trey Stokes making the interception on the 2-yard line. It's a critical play, a big early turnover for the Irish, and they're able to capitalize off of it, bringing it 99 yards for the touchdown from Brown. That's an impressive scoring drive. Definitely key for the Irish to look back to Brown here later in the game, not trying to move away from him too much, but also giving Kotsakis the opportunity to shine. He had his best game of his career here with O'Day earlier this season against Kennedy Catholic, rushing for 150 yards on 6 carries. One of the benefits of having a star like Brown in the backfield is that Kotsakis is able to exploit the overcompensation for Brown and break off huge gains. And he showed that potential here early in the season. It'll be interesting to see what Garfield's defensive game plan is now, and as they'll look to make sure that Brown isn't breaking off any more of those huge runs.
Well, you can try all you want, but I don't think the best team in the state could stop Jason Brown from getting that touchdown if he wants it. As now Severio DiSimone back to kick off the ball yet again. The student section packed and is excited as Severio kicks off the ball, bounces a bit right to Garfield.
And there is Witherspoon out, and he's hit pretty hard. Almost looked like a face mask, but he's not going to get the call there as he's brought down. And looks like he's bringing that out to just about the 40 or the 35, sorry, the 35-yard line. A great return there on the squib kick, which we'll always see from the Irish. Not a big fan of kicking off when you have explosive guys like Witherspoon there. And out trot the Bulldogs, who actually had quite the first quarter drive going. They had the possession to open the half, had a great drive, got down to about the 25, and then chucked one up, and Trey Stokes was able to come down with it. But nonetheless, a very impressive drive as the running back will cut outside and get hit and dropped at for a gain of about 1. But that is Gavin Newsom on the edge, and he has been a beast early so far.
Kyan McDonald, number 4, on the tackle there. Now second and about 6. You can see Garfield's offense ready to fix the mistake they made the first drive, handing the ball right to Trey Stokes. So obviously they're going to be a little more wary before passing. They're also going to be a little more wary of that dangerous defensive line, especially Mark Naboo, number 68. As they're now lined up, quarterback's ready to snap it as Zach Newsom coming around the edge.
It's a screen pass to the outside as he makes a man miss. He'll spin out and get a few more yards as that's a gain of about 10 and good enough for another Bulldog first down as they've been moving the ball efficiently early.
First down for Garfield.
And they're going to call that a run over the PA, but I'm going to call that a pass over the TV broadcast because that was a screen pass to the outside as they'll move the ball over the 50 into Irish territory and look to capitalize here.
So now see number 65, Janice Utu, going back onto the field. Of course, Mark, I've said it probably 8 or 9 times so far, but you have to watch out. As ball handoff to number 19, but he is stuffed at the line of scrimmage by number 68, Mark Naboo.
And alongside that tackle was Anthony Hall making a nice play on the ball carrier.
Now it's 2nd and 9. Garfield still has a lot to gain here, but they also still have a good number of downs. Let's see what they decide to do here. It's like the ball is handed off yet again, number 19.
Up the middle makes a nice move, some nice blocking there as there was a big hole for him to run through, and that'll make it 3rd and decently short for the Bulldogs.
Yet again, tackled by Mark Naboo. Third down, and a good amount of yardage to go. What is Garfield going to do now? Going to pass it, or he's going to try and punch the ball in there for a couple more yards?
Here they go on 3rd and about 4 as the handoff off the left hash is good for a few yards. We'll see if they want to move the chains here, as you can't always tell. They're going to call it a 4-yard run and good enough for a first down without having to decide whether or not they want to punt on 4th down. And the Bulldogs moving the chains yet again. If it weren't for that key turnover, the key interception by Trey Stokes, I'm not sure this defense would have been able to stop the Bulldogs because they have been moving the ball well both through the air and on the ground here early.
You know, it is always a team effort, especially with O'Day football. There's never just one man doing all the work. As you can see, if the quarterback hadn't pressured, he probably wouldn't have thrown the ball right to Trey. Also, good job, Trey, for capitalizing on that. Great catch and giving the Irish a chance to score. Now first down.
And here we go as it looks like some more confusion.
Another timeout. This one seems to be an official timeout. Up.
Can't quite tell the call there. Sorry, I'm not totally sure what the call was there. But some stoppage of play. Looked like a penalty on the Bulldogs, I'm going to assume. Illegal formation, maybe? I'm sorry, I can't tell you. Delay of game is going to be the call. Delay of game is going to be the call. I haven't seen that signal from the refs before, but the delay of game is the call. They're going to back them up 5 yards, and it's going to be first down and 15 here for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, typically with the delay of game there's a different hand motion. Your hands directly placed on top of each other.
As a few nice cutbacks, and there's a flag down. Flag down on the play, but that was a nice little run by Jacoby Cochran Jr. as he's able to cut back, make a few men miss. Looked like it was going nowhere, and he's able to salvage something out of nothing for a gain of 5. But, of course, that's all pending on the call here. It's going to be holding on the offense. Another penalty for Garfield, and it looks more and more bleak here as the Bulldogs will back it up another 10 yards, making it first and 25. A deep hole, and it would be probably best for them to stop digging right about now, as they're going to need to get some serious chunk of yardage right here on first down if they're going to want to advance.
You know, these consecutive penalties you cannot do. It is such just a devastating thing.
Totally
now
agree.
It is first and a mile.
First and 25 here for the Bulldogs early, and you have to think they're going to want to pass the ball here as the Irish will put a bunch of people back, only rushing 4, and the pass rush gets there immediately, but it's a screen pass which is met and dropped by Newson. What a play! He sniffs out the screen, makes the tackle, and stops what would have probably been a big gain for the Bulldogs there. What a play by Newson, the veteran senior here, making a play that your seniors are expected to make. He sniffed out that screen, hit him hard, hit him low. Low man always wins, and he made the play there to stop them for no gain.
Yeah, Newson's just one of those guys. I wouldn't be surprised if somehow he had some sort of sonar built in. That guy, he can just detect where the ball is going before the quarterback knows. And that play just proved it. He was there right in the ball, got there for a big stop. Now bringing up second and 25.
As that will be a pass out wide, and he'll be hit by 2 defenders, but the tackle will be made eventually by, it looked like,
number 41.
Sir Keenan Hart there. He's a sophomore, not seeing many varsity minutes this year, but that is an excellent tackle. He'll be back out there again. And here's third down and forever for the Bulldogs. Not going to be able to do much here.
First,
and it looks like there's a stoppage of play, and that'll be the end of the first quarter with O'Day up 7, striking first on a 10-yard Jason Brown touchdown, and we will get back to you for the start of the second quarter live on YouTube. I'm Harlan Grady.
I'm Harlan Kahn.
And welcome back sooner than expected, because we have a very, very special occasion to denote here. As yesterday was the special Wall of Honor Class of 2021 for the O'Day Fighting Irish. The inductees yesterday was Gregory Brashears, O'Day Class of 68, and a legend at the school, and a cross-country coach now and a runner then. Also, the assistant coach of the Atlanta Hawks, Jamel McMillan, Class of 2007 at O'Day, a basketball player. And then the other two, as a big focus on coaching this year, are Coach Mike Doyle, who still coaches baseball at the school today, and Coach Mike Crotty, who you can find on the sidelines as the defensive coordinator for the team today. A great bunch of guys there, some legends. O'Day, right to memorialize them, as their pictures are framed on the gym wall along with all the banners from the both athletic and academic excellence of the Fighting Irish. a great class of guys, some great teachers, great coaches, and better people there. As Garfield drop back to pass, and a bullet not going anywhere specific, as that's sort of just launched into the ground, and that'll be incomplete, and that'll make it 4th and 19 for the Bulldogs, as that's an insurmountable amount, and they are going to send out the punt team. Not surprising there.
No, I don't know any team that would go for it on a 4th and 20 play. It is just something you don't want to do.
Interesting there from the Bulldogs. Now 2 straight drives where the beginning looked absolutely phenomenal. 2 or 3 first downs to start, as there's the snap, which was great. The kick is away, and that's a bomb, as that's Kai McDonald back deep for the Irish, who doesn't pick it up, and he'll just wait for it to be downed, as that'll go inside the 10, take a nice Garfield bounce, and be downed at about the 6. Well, that's confusing there from the Bulldogs. Not what you love to see, because that's 2 straight drives with some fine offense to start, and then held up by a few bad mental mistakes. The 2 penalties on the last drive, and on the first drive, a key interception. A little bit confusing, not where you want to be. I'm sure they'll get it figured out and have a good drive here on offense. I think the key is putting it all together and limiting the mental mistakes.
Yeah, definitely. It's just these little mistakes, and they can cost so much. This is a sport where you can't make these mistakes. I mean, if you make a mistake, it can cost you the entire game. Garfield seems to have made multiple of those so far tonight. The ball handed off to Jason Brown.
As there was the pitch to Brown on the right side, as he is met and dropped by a flurry of gray jerseys. But that's good for a gain of a few. That'll make it 2nd down for the Irish. Nice little run, some okay blocking. And that'll make it 2nd and 9 for the Irish. John Kohler back to the huddle with his offense, looking to call the right plays here, getting him from the sideline, Coach Ladors, and he will look to move this offense down the field just as he did the last time out with Jason Brown. As there's the snap and the handoff to Kotsakis, who will make a few men miss, get through a few tackles, and then eventually be brought down by Mike Montgomery, the big linebacker for Garfield, but not before he can get a 5-yard run. More like a 6 or 7-yard run, and that'll make it 3rd and 4 for the Irish, as they'll look to get it here. Well, Riley, if this does get to 4th down and short, what do you think the play call is here for the Irish?
Well, it depends on the type of coach that is coaching. Most coaches, I think, would have to punt at Harlan. You cannot give O'Day the ball, or any team, the ball so far into territory. As flags fly, I don't think that'll be even necessary.
Well, that was a nice false snap there from Kohler, as it looked like the Bulldogs just jumped off sides. As we'll get the call here, and that is indeed what the official will say. Facing the crowd, making the call, and that will move the chains for the Irish. Another key mental mistake for the Bulldogs. Well, the Bulldogs have looked very competitive early with a few key mistakes. Not what you love to see, and I'm sure they'll work those out, but I believe that they're going to have to get that done sooner rather than later if they're going to limit the scoring here early.
You know, it's one of the things you have to stop the scoring early, like you just said, Harlan, as ball is handed off to Jason Brown, I believe. You cannot let O'Day ramp up the score, because that is just very demoralizing, and it's just tough to come back from that.
Well, they're going to try to keep this game closer. Their defense has looked stout besides the big run from Brown, and they're going to, I assume, try to make Kohler push the ball through the air, as he's had a rough go of it when facing tough defenses. Not impossible. He's shown immense talent time and time again. I'm not worried about him at all. I'm sure he'll be able to be up to the task, but the key for the Bulldogs here is forcing the ball into the air and making the quarterback make a play.
Kohler under center, snaps the ball, hands it off to...
No, that's play action, rolling out to the right side, and that'll be to Tucker Ashcraft, who will not quite be able to haul it in, but even if he did reel that one in, he would have been well out of bounds. And there's the pass play call for the Irish, the first one we've seen tonight. Kohler rolling out to the right side. A nice play. And, well, and that's a tough play to make. You want to be able to put that ball in the same spot every time, but of course, That's not going to happen quite the way you wanted. That was a nice throw. He put it in the spot that only his guy could get it, and he wasn't quite able to come down with it, but I'm sure that they'll go back to color soon.
It's now 3rd down and 7 for the Fighting Irish. Wonder what they're going to do now. Kohler snaps the ball, drops back,
and he's looking to over the middle, and that pass is dropped. That was a well-covered Tucker Ashcraft over the middle, who was hit and dropped before he could bring it in. Looks like he may have had Joe Gallagher deep, but you never quite know where a quarterback is through his progressions, and there is Evan DiMolanta back deep to kick it away for the Irish. Evan DiMolanta has had a rough go of it early in the season. I believe he was benched for Hugh McCauley, but now is back out on his senior night to try it and give the Irish a nice boost here, pin back the Bulldogs, and make sure that they're not starting too close to the end zone. As there's the snap, good snap, and he'll try to get this kick away before it's blocked, and that is spinning it. It will take a little bounce in favor of the Irish, and that is a nice punt from DiMolanta, as that will bounce just over the 50-yard line and be down for on the 50 for the Bulldogs, and that will be 1st and 10, and out will come the Bulldogs, who have looked sharp at times, but with mental mistakes, those little penalties, a bad throw, and they've cost them early. I'm sure that this offense will break through soon, if not on this drive, but they're going to have to get those little issues figured out if they're going to score here.
Now Garfield's offense yet again looking to make something happen. 1st and 10 from about midfield.
Here we go, and that will be Jamison Snaxton lining up in nose tackle as the pitch on the outside is well blocked, and he'll make a few men miss, cut it up for about 4 yards, and be brought down eventually by Sir Keenan Hart.
4-yard run on 1st down by number 27, Rion Hampton. 2nd and 6, Bulldogs.
A nice play there.
Brings up about 2nd and 6.
I'll be interested to see who the next big playmaker will be for the Irish. We've had Trey Stokes make a play early. We've had some nice plays out of the linebacker, Zach Newsom, and we'll see what happens here with the Irish, as that's Janias Utu running off the field at the last second. My bets are on Brendan Murphy, number 38. Watch him on the bottom of your screen as the jet sweep comes across, and there he is trying to make the tackle. Will he get to the outside? And he will almost get a 1st down. We'll see what the spot is here, as that's the speedy wideout Witherspoon with the carry on the jet sweep. The Irish have seen some trickery here from the Bulldogs, and it has been working very much to their liking, as they're going to line up on 3rd and very short, as the Bulldogs will look to move the chains for yet again. And a seeming lack of mental mistakes here early for the Bulldogs, and that's exactly what they're trying to do, put together a full drive starting from the 50, as the little slip there on the carry, and he is met, and I do not think he got there. He slipped in the backfield and was met, and that will be 4th down and less than a yard. No gain for the Bulldogs, and it will be a huge play here to see if the Irish can cut the ball coming back their way.
Well, it just depends if Garfield's in that position. Do you punt it or do you go for it? It looks like they might be staying on the field and going for it.
Totally agree with that call here. You can't afford to punt it from this close to your opponent's territory with this little yardage to go. I wouldn't be shocked to see just a little run up the middle, either with a QB sneak or with one of your big backers, as there's the motion to the right side by the big lineman as he'll line up. Irish stacking the boxes. There's the handoff. No slip this time, and it looks like he got that one. And that will be good enough for a 1st down, moving the chains again. Yep, and there's the official's call. A 1-yard run on 4th and inches, and there it is, the 1st down for the Bulldogs, and they're going to look to try and capitalize here as they're inching closer to field goal range. Well, you'd like to see some sort of points here from a Bulldogs offense that has looked scary at times and tame at others. You'd like to be able to capitalize on these drives that start at the 50 or closer. They're very important to make sure that you're capitalizing on drives that are handed to you just falling into your lap. as they'll take the snap here on first down. It's a little bit low, and he'll look outside, and it's sniffed out, but I believe the pass was low and incomplete.
Completion by Garfield.
Nope, and I'm sorry, we have a poor view here from the announcer's booth, but that was brought in on the far side, and then he was immediately met and dropped behind the line of scrimmage for a loss. And nice play there.
Agreed. Now second down and very long for Garfield.
Well, Garfield's offense riding high after a big win last week. They brought in, I believe, 49 points over a tough Seattle Prep opponent. They're looking to replicate some of that success right here as it's second and long. Take the snap. Looks like he's calling for the screen, but no, he'll look deep, gets plenty of time as he unfurls this one, and it's headed deep. It looks like offensive pass interference, and it's picked off. It is picked off, Khalil Holiday. Looks like he brought it in even with offensive pass interference in the end zone. That's another interception, and it will be headed back for the Irish on offense. What a play, as we'll look to see what the flag is, but I believe that's going to be offensive interference, and the Irish offense will trot back out onto the field. We'll have to see what the call is here. Looks like the flag was offensive pass interference on the wide receiver for Garfield as the quarterback looked to get to the end zone there. Look, he was aiming short and then deferred the screen, looked deep, chucked it up for a 50-50 ball, and you don't want to test Khalil Holiday there, as that was an important play and an important turn of events as the Bulldogs once again turn the ball over. They have not looked sharp early in this one, and that trend continues as out trots the Irish offense. And I believe that means almost surely that the ball will be headed their way and that flag is against the Garfield Bulldogs wide receiver.
Still waiting for the call by the officials.
Quite the conference they're having there.
Yeah. Could have said it better myself. Must be a lot to discuss here.
Well, I'm sure there's also some discussion on what the call on the field was, as I believe that was brought in for a interception, but we'll have to see as here comes the man in the white hat trotting out to make the call at the 15-yard line as he says pass interference on the offense. The call is declined and the Irish will take over, and we will have to see where they want to spot this ball as the man says that that's offensive pass interference and that the ball will be headed the direction of the Irish. Yet another big play from the Irish defense, an impressive play there from Khalil Holiday to come down with a big interception early. Well, with 6 minutes and 32 seconds, penalty is declined. Penalty is offensive pass interference after further clarification on the offense, and it will go to the O'Day offense now, who will start out on the 20-yard line. And it will be Jason Brown and Georgios Kotsakis in the backfield for the Irish, with Joe Gallagher out wide on our side of the field. And there's John Kohler standing up, shouting something out to his wide receiver on the left, who I believe is Sajay Jackson. And the linemen are down, takes the snap, pitches it to Jason Brown, who is met but not dropped as he drags a pile of gray jerseys with him for only a gain of a yard. And that will make it second down and about long for the Irish.
Both Jason Brown and Georgios Kotsakis are those guys where you are going to need all 11 men in order to bring them down.
Definitely, that's true for sure, as that's been the trend of this game, is really the Bulldogs just getting men to the ball carrier. Unfortunately, their offense hasn't been able to do much, but their defense has looked solid now on the possessions where they haven't been gashed for big runs by Brown. And of course, well, you can't always just say, oh, well, they're good if you take away the parts where they were bad. They have looked solid in being able to get to the ball carrier, bring him down efficiently, which is not an easy task against this offense, and also just getting off the blocks of the big O'Day linemen. That's no easy task, as you've got some really big guys there. Hendershot, Brach, Cohen, Naboo, and just some really impressive stuff here from the Irish early, but only 7 points to show for it. Well, hoping to garner some points, make it a two-score game. You don't want this one to be in reach of the Bulldogs because they are going to come out strong after the half like they always do. Last week against Seattle Prep, getting the win late, making sure they're coming through and stealing the victory out from Prep's nose, 49-42. Some impressive stuff as there's the rollout and the pass to Tucker Ashcraft as he looks and he'll dodge a man but then get hit in the back and drop for a gain of about 7. Sorry, that's going to be 4th down and 4. 3-yard completion there to Tucker Ashcraft from John Kohler, who rolled out to the right side.
4th and 4 Irish.
And that's most of the pass play calling for this Irish offense. You won't see them just drop back. You won't see them in the shotgun. A lot of play action. And that's mostly because they really like to establish the run. They get the defense to bite on the run to Brown, to bite on the run to Kotsakis, and open up some space for Kohler to work on the left or the right. As there's Kohler in the shotgun, but he'll drop back and drop a pooch punt down, and there's nobody back for the Bulldogs, so that will just roll and roll and roll, and Joe Gallagher is there to down it inside the Bulldogs 30. A nice bit of kick in there from the quarterback, John Kohler.
And even better trick play coming up by O'Day's coaches. Wow.
Nice pooch punt there, yeah.
Garfield didn't expect that. Sideline didn't expect that. Heck, I didn't even expect that.
And some excellent work here on the Irish defense. Of course, their head coach on the defense, Coach Crotty, a 2021 Wall of Fame inductee. That means he will be memorialized forever in the O'Day Gymnasium. Very important honor, very big honor for a guy who has been monumental, not just tonight, but throughout his O'Day career. A 3-time Assistant Coach of the Year in the WIAA. And he's looking for a 4th here this year, as he's been nothing short of spectacular so far with this Irish defense. And speaking of the Irish defense, here they come still in a shutout as there's the run off the right side, but he is met and taken down before he can do very much with it. Just a gain of 1.
Now bringing up 2nd and about 9 yards to go.
First down play.
Some strong play off the ends for this team. The Irish, of course, some strong play off the ends. They've not been able to really expose them off the edges and down the sidelines, and that's been key when they're limiting big plays for the Bulldogs. You can see Zach Newsom and Brendan Murphy coming off the right side, bottom of your screen, and Brendan Murphy is going to pass rush, but the pass will be out quick as he will be met and dropped by Kyan McDonald on the far side. And a nice play there by Kyan to sniff that one out.
With around about 3.5 minutes remaining in the second quarter, first half. You see Garfield, they need to get something done here, and they need to get down that field quickly. We've seen them be able to do it. We haven't seen them be able to execute and finish the job. Garfield, they have to have something here. One thing O'Day does better than anything else is just chewing up the clock. We've seen that in 2019 against Eastside, where they're able to chew up the entire 3rd quarter. We've seen that last week. It's Ballard are able to chew up a good portion of the 3rd quarter. And O'Day is just not as he can give the ball, and they gave him
And
the
here
ball
they go as the
half.
quarterback going through his possessions. Will throw it over the middle, and it's almost intercepted again by Khalil Holiday, but he's not quite able to come down with the ball. Nonetheless, a deflection, tipped it up, gave his teammates a chance. That's all you can ask for. As the quarterback was going through his progressions, he started on the right side, looked over the middle, decided to make a throw, and that's as dangerous territory when you're messing with a defense like the Irish's. That's a big play there from Khalil Holiday, who had the interception earlier, and just now a nice pass defense. That'll go down in the stat sheet. An off run Sirkin and Hart there, as back deep for the Irish is Kai McDonald, and down comes the punt, not quite as deep as the last one. And here's the bounce. Kai McDonald taking on the bounce on the run, will make a man miss, and then is hit and dropped, going to the sideline, but not before he can get a decent return there and give the Irish a good starting point for the next drive.
And it looks now as if a good portion of those fat heads, posters, are moving to the student section. I right now can see Mark Naboo. I can actually see Mark Naboo's face all over the sideline and the stands. I can see him looking at me in these 3 different places.
It is homecoming night here for the O'Day Fighting Irish. All the boys over there bringing their dates, bringing their people, getting loud, getting rowdy, supporting their seniors, and making it a night to remember for these guys.
If I can get to a cameraman down the sideline, Finn, I can see if we can get to show you the sideline and show you all those.
There's Jason Brown following big Keith Hendershot as he'll stiff arm one guy and just keep his legs moving for a gain of about 9, and that'll make it 2nd down. Well, that was an impressive run there from Keith Hendershot, I believe, or from Jason Brown, but honestly, you could call that a run from Keith Hendershot as Jason Brown merely just piggybacked him for about 8 yards, then stiff-armed a guy and kept his legs moving for a nice gain of 9.
Not the person you're going to want to see charging right at you if you're Garfield D-line.
Definitely
you do not
not.
want to see the huge Keith Hendershot coming at you. He's going to pick you up and just
As
toss
there's
you
the
out
handoff to
the way.
Kotsakis, and he loses the football, and it's out. It's loose on the ground. I can't quite see it, as both sides are saying it's theirs, and the ball is out. The ball is loose from Kotsakis, who was hit, and it popped out, and we can't quite tell whose possession. And Garfield pops up with the ball, and you can't. Still no official ruling from the refs. The man in the white hat still not quite sure, as there's going to be a stoppage of play, and the ball will be with Garfield as Kotsakis loses the fumble, and Garfield's going to take out at about midfield. Looked like a little bit of confusion there once the ball was on the ground. Looked like somebody had already secured it, and then it popped out again and came up with the Bulldogs. But nonetheless, a great call there from the official. I'm sure that was the right call, and out come the Irish defense, who have been nothing but perfect so far. That's just an unfortunate fumble lost. You could see the helmet there from the Garfield defender come in and pop the ball loose, and Kotsakis wasn't quite able to rein it back in as the Irish were moving downfield.
It's always important to remember that Georgios is coming off a shoulder injury. It is a shoulder that he carries the ball with. So obviously he got hit there and the ball popped out.
And Garfield here with a little under 2 minutes left in the half will look to throw down the right sideline, and there's wide open, and he'll look for a little bit more room as he's eventually brought down, and looked like he might have lost the football there at the end, but I believe he will be ruled down by contact.
Pass is complete to number 12.
Yeah, pass is complete, and that'll be a 1st down for about 22 yards and a Bulldogs 1st down, and there is the dangerous passing attack they've showcased on numerous occasions so far. He looked to the right sideline, found his open man. I couldn't quite catch who that was. I'm sorry, any Garfield fans listening, but a nice move there off the right sideline to find a little bit more space and keep the ball moving.
Now a big 1st down. Garfield has to break their streak of losing the ball here.
Totally agree. They've had some costly turnovers here early in the game, and they're going to have to limit that now. Going to have to pump some points in before half, keep this game close, keep it within reach if they're going to come out with the dub.
Garfield takes ball, snaps it.
They'll pass again, and there it is. Witherspoon open over the middle, and he's tripped up by not Khalil Holiday. That was Anton Arujo over the middle. But the pass was complete to Reggie Witherspoon.
Number 3, Reggie Witherspoon, the third.
I think the biggest enemy Garfield has right now is the clock. We are winding down from 1 minute and 15 seconds. Garfield has to get that ball in the end zone before the timer runs out, which is possible, but they
And
just
here-
have to execute it and not make any more mistakes.
Drop back to pass, but there's pressure off the right side. A flag is down, and he's hit and pushed out of bounds at about the line of scrimmage by Kyan Holiday. As there was pressure off both of the sides from Naboo and Murphy, and he escapes out of the pocket on the right and tries to make some play with his feet. As there's the penalty was, I believe, on the Bulldogs. I believe it was a holding call. And that will back them up another 10 yards. And once again, Garfield just can't escape themselves. A tough go of it so far, as they've had some issues here early with their penalties and mental mistakes.
It's almost like someone somewhere is holding a switch. Just flick it on, and Garfield's good. Flick it off, and Garfield starts making mistakes. I don't know who has that switch, but it seems to be they just start flicking it off and on at random.
Totally agreeing. It looks like Garfield's moving back even further. No, just a 10-yard holding call.
1st and 25 for Garfield.
1st and 25. I'm awfully confused here. There seems to be a lot of confusion here with the referees.
Most
But
likely
1st
a
and
face
25, face mask, something, illegal hands to the face, something like that, as there was the jump, not called, and it looks like it's a deep ball. No, it's off the sideline, and there's a wide open Bulldogs receiver as he spins, makes a man miss, makes a few men miss, and then he's punched out of bounds by Brandon Murphy. What a play off the left sideline to make 3 different O'Day men miss and get it within the red zone, a 20-yard catch, and it doesn't even garner them a 1st down. Keep in mind, if they had simply just been where they were before those costly penalties, that would have been good enough for a touchdown. as here the Bulldogs will go into a huddle, and there, I believe, will be the final timeout of the half for the Bulldogs. No, part of it. It's just a stoppage of play. The referees seem to be having a rough night here. A lot of confusion.
I wonder if the referees have a switch too.
And out they come. Looks like he's gesturing to his buddy, and now we're good to go, apparently. So the refs have figured out whatever it is that they were discussing, and now we're going to go again. Garfield with a 2nd and short here, and they're going to look to punch this one through as Gavin Newsom's looking blitz off the right side, and he doesn't see the pass rush, and there it is over the middle, and it looks like, yep, there come the pass interference flags. Looks like a good call there from the ref. Anton Arujo there looked like he'll probably be flagged, and it was a nice throw and almost a very nice catch, but instead he's...
Harlan, it was Zach Newsom who brought up on the pressure. It's not California's governor. He said Gavin Newsom.
Oh, pardon me. Zach Newsom. Zach Newsom, not Gavin Newsom, who is not playing in the football game tonight. Zach Newsom, my sincere apologies. My goodness. And yep, there's the penalty call. It'll be a 15-yarder pass interference on Anton Arujo. And the ball will be now 2nd and goal? 1st and goal, I believe. Yeah, there it is. 1st and goal on about the 6-yard line for the Bulldogs, and they will look to punch it in with 43 seconds left in the half. A critical possession here. Irish looking to hold them to just a field goal, sticking with that bend don't break mentality, but of course you'd love to force a fumble and get a turnover, as there he's met and dropped before he can do anything on 1st down.
Clock still ever winding down.
Tick, 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 because there it goes, winding down, 30 seconds left as the stoppage. I believe this will be a timeout by the Bulldogs.
With the
Yep, timeout Bulldogs, and that will be their final one of the half.
No, not final play of the half.
Final timeout of the half there from the Bulldogs.
The scoreboard is reading 28 seconds, as yes, it is a Garfield timeout. They are in a tough place here. It is 2nd and goal, but of course 28 seconds left. Garfield has to pull something out of the bag. O'Day's defense still holding on and proving tough, knowing they only have to spend 28 seconds, knowing Garfield, who had to call their 2 other timeouts earlier in the game, has no other way to stop the clock.
Well, that'll be interesting to see if it'll affect the play calling of the Bulldogs here at all, as they're going to look to punch this one in, put some points on the board, get this one close towards the half, maybe even draw tied with a dangerous O'Day team. Now, before, we've seen the Bulldogs look very strong in the first and falter off in the second, and we've seen the Irish falter in the first half and look very strong in the second half, and that was a theme against Seattle Prep a few weeks ago. But we'll look for the Bulldogs to keep this one close if they're going to drop to pass, but there's a lot of pressure, and he's not quite brought down. Not yet, and there now he is finally sacked after looking to stay alive for a few more seconds. And a big sack there from, I believe, Anthony Hall on the sack. What a play. And now the Bulldogs will have to hurry it up as the clock ticks under 8 seconds, 7 seconds. And here's the hurry up as there's a snap, trips right, drops back to pass, pressure from Anthony Hall again, and he'll chuck it up. And it's batted down. Never even a doubt, and that should run out the clock on the first half of football here for the Irish. We'll have to see what it is. And yep, that will conclude the first half, 7-0, as the Irish strike first, take a 7-0 lead, and that will make it Fighting Irish 7, Garfield Bulldogs nothing, as we head into the locker rooms for the end of the first half. Well, that'll do it for us in the first half. We'll be right back out to meet you in the second half here. I'm Harlan Grady.
I'm Riley Kahn.
And this has been one great half of O'Day football.
Welcome back to a second half of your Fighting Irish football as O'Day comes out to receive the second half kickoff. O'Day leading 7-0 as we wrap up the homecoming week with this Friday night game at West Seattle Stadium.
Well, I'm Harlan Grady.
I'm Riley Kahn.
We're getting ready for the second half of some major Friday night lights here. O'Day and Garfield in a 3A Metro League showdown. What do you have to say about it, Riley?
Well, you know, it's going just the way O'Day likes it, apparently. A low score in the first half. I can expect there will be a very, very large score in the second half brought on by O'Day. It's what they do best, and it's what they like. And so we will just have to get this half underway as Garfield agrees with me and kicks the ball.
And away comes the kick from Merkelbach, but it's going to go out of bounds, and a flag is down from the referee as that'll be a kick out of bounds penalty, and that'll move the ball up to the 40-yard line to start the second half for the Irish.
Not a good way to start the second half if you're any team.
Totally agree. Merkelbach so far has been a diamond in the rough for Garfield, making some nice plays with his leg. He definitely has a cannon on it. And that was a rare mistake. A kick out of bounds going to start with good field position. You don't really love to see that, and you'd hope to help your defense out, who's been stout so far.
Of course, like I said earlier, this is the homecoming game. So I've seen a lot of alumni here, a lot of classes from the past. But the student section is absolutely packed. So shout out to all those guys for bringing the rowdy pack here tonight and bringing spirit.
Definitely, that's for sure. Bringing the rowdy pack all the way to West Seattle, making the trip, making the journey, not an easy one, that's for sure. As John Kohler under center for the Irish, as he'll take the snap from Oliver Braich back from injury and hands it off to Jason Brown off the right side, who will follow his blockers, will not get much, as he still refuses to go down. All 22 there in the pile, as he will eventually fall. And that'll be a good for a gain of about 3 or 4.
Brings up second down and about medium. As
2nd and 6 here for the Fighting Irish, as Kohler looks to the sideline to get the signal from his play callers, Ladors. And here he comes to the line, leading his line with newly repaired Oliver Braich, coming back off an ankle injury suffered in week 2, a tough one. Oh, and that looked like a jump, and there comes the flags. The laundry is out onto the field, and that looks like it will most likely move the chains for the Irish. As there's the official call from the man in the white hat. Chance if you can't do that from the O'Day student section.
now
And
3rd and 1.
Nope, that'll be 2nd and very short for the Irish.
My bad.
As it
Second
won't
and
quite
1.
move the chains, but they'll get a good crack at it right here.
Now,
2nd and short is where the Irish thrive. So many options. I wouldn't be surprised if they give John Kohler an opportunity to air one out before assumedly getting into 2-down territory and having a shot at running it for a yard on 3rd and 1 and 4th and 1. And out come the Irish, 2 backs in the backfield. Kohler under center. Hard snap count. Gives the handoff to Brown, who bounces off his own teammate, I believe, and eventually gets the first down for the Irish, but almost did not get there. He bounced off of his own man, Kotsakis. There was a little bit of miscommunication in the Irish backfield, but of course, classic JB just keeps his legs moving, keeps him churning, and he is across the chains, and that'll move the first down.
now first down for O'Day, and John Kohler taking the ball under center. Still Georgios Kasakis and Jason Brown out there. Looks like Garfield's once again bringing the heat. Hands the ball to Georgios. Looks like some laundry on the field by the officials as they saw something they did not like.
Nice run there from Kotsakis coming off an injury too. This O'Day offense has been bruised and battered. Donovan Agassi, key to this offense for a fullback in his senior year, injured, leaving the spot open for Kotsakis, and that'll be a penalty on the Irish, and that'll move them back on first down. Kotsakis just coming back off an injury. Oliver Braich, the all-Metro center, coming back off of an injury. That'll be a holding penalty on the Fighting Irish, moving them back 10 yards. And this offense has been bruised and battered, but they've found ways to make it work. They've struggled at times, but ultimately they've been able to fight through adversity and make it to the point where they're almost certain to make a run for the state title. And of course, it would be helpful if you had those guys, but it really shows the adversity of a Coach Kohler taught offense, along with Crotty and his other assistants, Carton, Mall, Ladors, a number of guys. And also it shows the strength and conditioning coach, Coach P, his tolerance for adversity and uncertainty. Is there's a run by Brown who makes a man miss, hurdles a man, and then is eventually dragged out of bounds, but not before a gain of 12 yards on the left sideline. And I believe he hurdled a man there. A very impressive athletic play from Jason Brown. Nobody shocked there. And of course, the strength and conditioning, the ability to be mentally and physically tough. This team always coming back from injuries very quickly. And of course, every man is ready to step up and take his brother's place in this offense, which is partially why they can work through any injury, no matter how bad. As there's the handoff to Kotsakis, who loses the ball again, and it looks like Kohler may have fell on it before the Bulldogs can pick it up, and he indeed did. So Kotsakis drops yet another ball, but Kohler's there to fall on it. Looks a little roughed up, but he should be okay. That's Kotsakis. It's the second time he's lost the ball. The first time it was a fumble that ended up going the Bulldogs' way, and this time Kohler falls on it, makes a nice play, athletic quarterback for sure, and that will make sure that the ball remains in the hands of the Irish. Nice heads-up play there from Kohler.
Now 3rd down and 8. O'Day needs to make something happen, but Jason Brown has proven that he can. I would not be surprised if I see the ball hand out to him. I'll also not be surprised if we see the ball go right to Tucker Ashcraft or maybe even Joe Gallagher. Who knows? Ball snapped.
Great calls. There's the play action. Nice call there, and there's John Kohler scrambling to the right side, running out of room, tries to spin back, but he is brought down. A very nice play there. That was Diamoni right there for the Bulldogs, making an excellent play with John Kohler trying to make a Russell Wilson-esque thing and almost spins out of the tackle, almost gets it done, can't quite make the play, and he is brought down for a big loss, unfortunately, and that will be where the Irish drive stalls out.
Now 4th down, as it appears Evan DiMolanta will be kicking the ball.
And there's the low snap on the punt, but DiMolanta gets the kick away. It's spinning sideways back towards the original, and there's the very favorable Irish bounces. That one will bounce over to about the 40-yard line. Almost a disaster there for DiMolanta, but he makes a very nice play. Punters are athletes too. Makes a great play, and a nice way to get away the punt there, and that will back up the Bulldogs a little bit to about the 30.
As we now look at a 1st and 10 from about mid-field for the Garfield Bulldogs.
Well, make sure to follow O'Day High School on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. Great call there from the PA announcer. Keep up with all things O'Day, not just the athletics, of course, but also the fantastic teachers and faculty and staff that we have at 802 and Terry. There will be a timeout for the Irish. They'll bring it in, a defensive timeout there. Interesting call, but they'll want to get this one figured out before they start their first defensive possession of the second half. This will be a real tone setter here for the Fighting Irish. They played extremely well early. They haven't allowed scores on any possession so far. They're still keeping that shutout, and hopefully they're going to keep it the rest of this game. But Garfield's looked dangerous at times. They've had really nice plays. Of course, you put your playmakers in position to make those plays, and that's what you're hoping happens. But not every game does it come down quite like it's happened for the Fighting Irish so far. A few nice interceptions, one by Trey Stokes, the senior captain, and one by Khalil Holiday, also a senior. Two very veteran plays, some nice efforts there, way to come down with the ball and get the momentum moving in the favor of the Irish, and it's led to some great stuff here. And there is the big tackle from, I believe that's Dominic Harden. Just a great play, hits him, wraps up, and brings him down, and that will limit the carry to just about 3. And there's 2nd down and 7 for the Bulldogs.
Now 2nd and 7 for O'Day.
Nope, it's for Garfield here as the quarterback under center with receivers out to both sides and a running back in the backfield as he will hand it off and look up the middle where he is met but not before he can get a gain of 2 or 3. And look at that favorable spot from the referees. That'll give him a carry of 4 yards, and that'll set up about 2nd down and 4. Third down and 4. Reggie Witherspoon, a real playmaker, a little guy, but definitely has the wheels to make any guy on this Irish defense miss. He's been showing it off so far, and here's a key 3rd down for the Fighting Irish defense. O'Day looking to make a stop as there's the play action, looks right, and he has a man, but nope, the throw is out of bounds on the left sideline. He was looking for the playmaker, Witherspoon, and he can't quite find him, out of bounds. So now it will be 4th and 4 for Garfield here, as we'll see what they want to do. I would be shocked to see them punt, as they've been looking for any signs of life on offense so far. And a conversion here might be just what they need to spark it.
At the same time, if they fail to convert, that could be a dangerous spot for O'Day and Jason Brown. But it looks like they will be keeping their offense out here on the field. 4th and 4, let's see if they can make something happen, or will Zach Newsom say no?
Big passing set here. Probably going to see the ball through the air as the quarterback drops back to pass, looks to his right, and there's the completed pass, and he makes one man miss, and he'll make another man miss, and he's gone down the center of the field, and he will be in for the touchdown. He will score. That's a touchdown for Garfield. Oh, my goodness, and how did he make that one happen? That's Jacoby Cochran Jr. in for 6 for the Bulldogs. Wow, what a play, and that will be ruled a touchdown. That was 4th and 4. He throws it right over the middle, and he's able to make a few men miss, get up the middle, and get into the end zone, and that will make this a 1-point game pending the extra point. What a play there to make a few men miss. Just get the ball into the hands of your playmakers. That's what will happen. And this Garfield offense had been lacking spark on offense, and there it is. That's exactly what they needed to get this offense up and running, and now I assume they will send the extra point team out there, so we'll see, pending this kick, what the score will be. But for now, it is 7-6. Irish stay in the lead. But what a play there. Go ahead.
You just can't make these mistakes on defense. Looks like that player should have been down after that 1st down. And you see these mistakes are going to cost you big time.
And there is the PAT, up and good. That was Merkel back there on the kick, and a nice kick there. And that will tie the game at 7 with 7 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. Just a nice drive there from the Bulldogs. That's what they've been missing. O'Day had been able to limit those big plays here in the 1st half, and right there at their first possession of the 2nd half, they break out a big play. They break out their playmakers, finally able to get into space and make a nice play. And there is 7 on the board for the Bulldogs. An impressive play there, but really some poor tackling there at midfield. That's not where you want to be missing tackles. He made a bunch of men miss. That was a really impressive play by Jacoby Cochran Jr. And he was in for 6. He has wheels. He was gone, and there was no doubt about that one after he made the first few men fly right by him.
We are now looking at a kickoff by Garfield. Hopefully this kick will be more favorable for, if you're Garfield at least.
Well, maybe seeing some special teams magic here for the O'Day Fighting Irish, who have yet to really display any type of firepower on special teams. You'd love to see a little bit of a spark, maybe just a big return from Brown or Holiday, but most likely it'll be a squib kick because you really don't want to kick the ball to those people.
No, definitely, especially not Jason Brown. Anyone in.
And there's the big kick. And yet,
oh
my goodness, and that one will stay in
lucky.
bounds. A nice kick there from
the kicker.
From the kicker, and his name, Merkelback. Nice play. And he will keep that one inbounds, which means it will be a touchback, and the O'Day Fighting Irish offense will trot back out onto the field after a punt last time out, starting at the 20-yard line. And with 7 minutes and 7 seconds left on the clock in the 3rd quarter, the score will be Garfield 7, O'Day 7. Well, Riley, what do you think that the Irish will need to make sure that they're coming out of this drive on top?
They need to execute. They need to have good plays. They need to march down the field and get a touchdown and put them in the lead. They need to score on this drive in order to make their chances that much better of winning.
Totally agree, as there's Brown off the right side, and he is thrown to the ground. A nice play there from Mike Montgomery, but Brown is able to break off for a nice gain of 7, and that will make it 2nd down and short. But really, it has been the mental mistakes on both sides of this football game that have held back the offenses. In their respective offenses, the penalties have really been what's limited them from scoring. Not the talent, not the ability, and definitely not the yardage count, as both teams have been moving the ball well, but just making some critical mistakes. I think that the penalties have been the biggest factor for both sides.
You know, I definitely agree with that. We just a second O'Day can execute properly, and they need to start, playing better than Garfield on all ends. As
Jason Brown with the pitch,
Brown
make a
still
few men
going.
miss.
Big gain for the Fighting Irish in the first down. That's what they just need to do all game. They don't have to get these big 90-yard touchdowns as much as I'd like to see that. They don't need to get them. They just need to get first down, and just systematically march down the field, and then they can get that score when they're down in the end zone.
Definitely agree. A lack of red zone possessions for the Irish today. A lack of point scoring opportunities. There was a flag down on that last play. Sorry we didn't catch that one earlier for you. And the man in the white hat is having a meeting with his colleagues here. Looks like he'll step out and make a call.
Seems to be a longer meeting.
And here he comes.
It looks like the penalty will be on Garfield because
penalty will be declined, I believe. We'll see what he says. Face mask. On the defense. Face mask on Brown at the end of the carry, and that will move the chains. But I believe the penalty was declined in favor of the Brown run. And there he will be in the backfield again, joined by Khalil Holiday, who we haven't seen on offense yet. And the handoff will be to Brown, who's well blocked and is able to get a gain of about 4 before he is met and dropped. And it looks like a little bit of intentional roughness there at the end of the play, but Jason Brown just gets right back up. He'll keep churning, gain of 4, and that will make it 2nd and 6 for the Irish.
No, Jason Brown, I think this entire drive has said it's going to be the Jason Brown drive. I want to get this touchdown, just hand the ball to me, and I'll do the rest of the work. And, hit between him and the offensive line, I think that is starting to become the case here and starting to become kind of a pattern. Let's see as Kohler runs back to the huddle and decides the next play. Obviously, the fan.
Now to the wing ran senior Sam Lipscomb. As there, I can't quite tell what happened there. I'm sorry.
Looks like there's something wrong with the snap. Kohler got no problem, but the wrong player's in the wrong places, so Kohler's had to improvise and take his ball himself, gained a couple of yards there. Now 3rd and 3.
Some nice improv work there from Kohler. Looks like a bad snap followed by just a little quarterback sweep up the middle for 4 yards. That'll make it 3rd down and very short for the Irish. And they'll look to convert. They have not been stellar, but they've gotten it done when it matters, so we'll look to see if they can convert again, as there's the pitch to Brown off the right side, and he will be met and dropped in the backfield. A nice play there from Garfield to get in the backfield early, cause some problems, got some pressure on Brown, and he will go down for a loss. And now it will be 4th and 4 on about the 47-yard line of the Garfield Bulldogs. And it looks like not even for a second will they think about sending out the punt team. Kohler right back to the huddle. You can see them chatting it up in there, talking about what went wrong, talking about what to do next time, and they'll, I'm sure, come out with a better result on the next play.
Well, we're in that territory. You can't punt it because it's too close. You can't kick a field goal. It's way too far away. Oh, it looks like some movement.
Kohler will drop back and pooch punt with they had a man deep, and he will receive it and look to run back as he stutters. And there's Keith Hendershot, not quite making the play, but a very nice effort from the big lineman, as that's the same number 6, Cochran Jr., who will be making plays, making men miss. And I think the most impressive part of that was the big tackle, Keith Hendershot coming down, almost making the play on the kickoff. It's a really impressive display of hustle. Shows you that how much heart this O'Day team has.
As we are now looking at the defense taking their turn, this now has to be a stop by the defense. We cannot let Garfield score. We have to stop them, get the ball back, and then score ourselves. I think we can do that. We'll be in a much better position.
Totally agree. You'd love to see the O'Day defense make a stop here, as they have all night. But then that last drive was a little bit of an issue. You're going to see what adjustments they're going to make, especially to those little crossing routes over the middle where they've been pretty consistently burned.
Garfield under center, snaps the ball, Hands it off to the tailback, who's going to get a larger gain.
Flag
Laundry
down.
on the field again. And will be brought down after a gain of 3 or 4.
Flag down on the play. Wouldn't be shocked to see a holding call on Garfield, and it looks like they are backing up
27-3 on Hampton.
as
Flag on the play.
here's the meeting. We will see the man in the white hat turn to us, make a call, holding on the offense, and that will back up the Garfield Bulldogs 10 yards. Well, I've said it once, I'll say it again. The holding calls have been devastating here for the Bulldogs early. It's been a really frustrating game for both sides on offense. They've been consistently penalized for holding, for other little things that they normally wouldn't do, and it's held back both offenses from their full potential.
And that's just the thing you don't like to see as a coach of the football team, are all these penalties, especially the easily avoidable ones.
Totally agree, and that was an example of an easily avoidable penalty. A good gain on first down, erased by a holding call, and here's the snap and the play action pass, and there's pass rush, and he is absolutely brought down. There's playmaker Brendan Murphy off the edge for the Irish. What a play by the safety, and that is a big sack to make it second down and very long for the Bulldogs.
Things just keep on going from bad to worse. And can things get any worse for Garfield here?
Yeah, well, this has definitely been a tough drive. Holding call on first down, big sack by Brendan Murphy on second down, and that'll be 2nd and 30 for the Garfield Bulldogs, a deep hole to come back from. Well, Brendan Murphy, we've heard his name before. He's a playmaker. He's definitely scored a few defensive touchdowns in his career. We'll look to see if he can pull something off here as the Bulldogs will try to get desperate on 2nd and very long. As there's a scramble, and he's hit, and the ball is out. The ball is out, and it's recovered by the Irish. Will he be down by contact, or is it an Irish football? And the call by the referee is O'Day football. And there we go. There's the playmaker. There he is, and that is a big play by Zach Newson here on the forced fumble, and he will make the play, pop it out, and it will be recovered by the Irish, and they're going to have a red zone possession right off the bat here. What a play by Zach Newson here to get the ball for the Irish. I'm very
don't want to say Zach, do you?
sincere apologies to Zach Newson and his family. I'm struggling with that one. As Kohler and the offense very quickly out under centers, the handoff to Brown off the left side, and he makes a man miss. He's down the left hash. He'll be forced out of bounds as he just shrugs a man off, but he is forced out of bounds. Looks like a big run there, and that'll make it 2nd down and short for the Irish. Got to focus on the play-making ability of Zach Newson. What a play to pop that ball out, to make what an effort to get there, make the tackle, use some smarts to get that ball out and give your teammates an opportunity to jump on it. And now the Irish have a prime opportunity to score here deep in the red zone. Just a fantastic play by the Irish defense that's been showing out all night. As there's the pitch to Brown off the left side. Excellent blocking, and just has to make one-man mission. He is hit and decked. And he ran into the end zone as though he wasn't down, but they will be marked down short of the end zone. A 7-yard run, and that will make it 1st down and goal with just about 4 yards to go, and we will see what they do here.
Not a position you want O'Day to be in if you're the opponent. I can't think of a time where O'Day has not gotten the ball in here this season.
And off runs Gallagher, the wide receiver, and on runs Newson. Zach Newson on the field on offense for the Irish, as they're going to come out in a set with about 3 linebackers. Back, and there's the handoff to Brown, and he is in for the touchdown. That's 6 for the Irish. Jason Brown in for 6 for the Irish, and they will score 13-7, and they take a lead with 1:53 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Who else would it be but Brown, who now has 2 touchdowns on the night? He has been showing out. He has been making plays, but don't underestimate the blocking from the right side of that Fighting Irish line. Some excellent blocking there. Looked like he barely even had to run. He could have walked through that hole. He could have put me out there, could have put Riley out there. Wouldn't have mattered. Just a gaping hole there, and he is able to get right through it and get in for the touchdown. What a nice little drive there, but of course it's Zach Newson on the play, both forcing out the fumble on defense and then making the play on offense. Just and he's in there on the scoring play as a fullback, and he makes a nice block, and Brown's able to get it into the end zone. And there's the fake on the extra point, and Garfield jumps, and it will be offsides, declined. And they're going to replay the down. Offsides on the Bulldogs, on the PAT, declined. They're going to replay the extra point here. It's Severio DeSimone on his senior night. Trying to stay perfect, 1 for 1 so far on extra points. And here he goes, the whistle blows, calls for the snap, and it's high, but he brings it down. What a play by Kohler to bring down the snap. He'll shake the hand of Severio DeSimone, and the kick is up and good, and that will make it 14-7 in favor of the O'Day Fighting Irish. Well, you can't ask for much more than that from your stars. Zach Newsom making an excellent play, forcing out the fumble, and then blocking Jason Brown into the end zone. Couldn't have made it any easier for him, and he deserves all the credit for that one.
I thought Jason Brown was going to be the one to get the big points here, but it was Zach Newsom. Zach Newsom is the one who got the fumble. Zach Newsom even playing on offense here.
Well, just an incredible showing, and on his senior night, that's what you want from your biggest stars, and that's what you're going to get. And Jason Brown sitting with all of his linemen, sitting with his buddies, telling them how much he appreciates them because they have allowed him to go absolutely crazy tonight. I'm sure he is sitting somewhere around 150 to 200 yards rushing, 2 rushing touchdowns, and he has scored all the points for the Irish here tonight. And he shakes the hands of his linemen. He's very grateful, and I'm sure that he'll go home happy tonight, assuming the Irish are able to hold this lead. Well, there's 1 minute and 53 seconds remaining on the clock here in the third quarter, and Garfield will be receiving the ball, which has been an area of, which is going to be an area of improvement for the Irish, as they have not been excellent on kickoff coverage. I'm sure here they're going to want to squib kick it, as they always do, and they're going to want to get down the field and make that play just a little bit earlier than they have been.
Severio DeSimone set back to kick the ball as he runs up and boots this one away. Right
down the left sideline to Witherspoon, who will catch it on the fly and return it. He's very speedy. He has the wheels. He'll make a few men miss, and then he'll be brought down. Or he will not be brought down. He will be spun, and then he will be dropped. That was a big hit. It looked like it came out of Zach Dedeker, but I couldn't quite tell. Again, poor view from the announcer's booth, and that was a play made on the far side. But up go the Irish, 14-7, in their stout defense, coming fresh off of a forced turnover by Zach Newsom. Will look to make a play right here.
Now this is definitely, if Garfield does not score here and O'Day does, the game might as well be over, because that's just, you cannot let O'Day get more than 1 score ahead of you. We've seen it so many times this season. When O'Day does that, they just run away at the game. We've seen it against Ballard, we've seen it against Prep, we've seen it against Kennedy, we've seen it against everyone they've played.
It'll be interesting to see what they come out and do here on defense. Coach Mike Crotty, I'm sure, dreaming up some nice sets, some nice formations to make this whole thing click, maybe but force another turnover.
No, but not for a mystery penalty on Garfield. I don't know what the referee called, but Garfield will be moved back 10 yards or something.
Something happened on the kickoff return there. I'm sorry. The referees have been a little bit confusing to the eye tonight, and they are backed up as there's the screen pass and and there he is again, number 6. He's down the left sideline, and he might go all the way. It's a foot race. He has blockers in front. Will he make the play? Will he go all the way? As there's a block, and Kyle McDonald brings him down just short of the goal line. What a play by Kyle McDonald. Runs all the way down, all the way across the field, brings him down on the left sideline before he can get in.
Kyle McDonald.
What an amazing play, but maybe, oh no, could it be for the Bulldogs? A holding call back on the 35-yard line. Could that play come all the way back? That is the question. Jacoby Cochran Jr. making plays all over the field, as here's the call from the referee. Sideline warning. No, and the play will stand as there's a man down for the Irish, but the play will stand. Just a sideline warning on the Bulldogs. Jacoby Cochran Jr. That has been the story in this second half for the Bulldogs on offense. He has provided their spark. He has been the man, the myth, the legend. He has done all the work. That was a huge play as they were backed up in their own territory. And he makes the catch, and he keeps on going all the way, and he gets down to the goal line, almost putting it in. But amazing hustle, an amazing show of heart by Kai McDonald to chase him down and make the play at the last second.
Here's nothing more than a cramp.
Cramp there for Dominic Harden, but it looks like he'll walk off the field just fine.
Oh, he's in a couple minutes. But props to Kai McDonald. I mean, those big plays can be so demoralizing. But Kai McDonald, he knew he did not want Garfield to get that touchdown. He put his head down and he ran as hard as he possibly could. And he was able to stop the running back before he could get that touchdown. Good job, Kai McDonald.
Excellent show of hustle as here's the handoff, and it looks like he will be in for the touchdown. Bulldogs in for 6, and that will almost tie up this game. That's number 27, Rion Hampton, in for the touchdown for Garfield. And this game, it will be very close to knotted up, but there is a man down
injury
on the field for Garfield.
It's time for Garfield.
We will just take a second. That looks like a touchdown for Garfield. The call will stand, but they have a man down on the field. While we take an injury timeout, let's recap that drive from Garfield. Well, started off with an excellent kickoff return that got called back, and then they had a few rushing plays before getting it to their playmaker off a screen on the right side. Then he cut back all the way across the field while running straight and got loose with blockers ahead of him. He looked like he had the whole field to his advantage. It looked like he was gone, looks like he had blockers in front. But Kai McDonald comes back, chases him down. Jacoby Cochran Jr. now, I'm sure, over 150 yards receiving. Just an impressive show of effort from Kai McDonald to make sure that he does not record his second touchdown. And instead, Rion Hampton is able to punch it in for Garfield. Nonetheless, a very impressive response to a very demoralizing lost fumble in the red zone, in their own red zone last time up on offense.
I think we'll be right back, and this injury is concluded.
And we will welcome you back here as the injured player will walk off the field. Looks like mostly under his own power. That's always nice to see. Love to see that.
As we are looking to get the game concluded again, Garfield hoping to complete an extra point.
Definitely. That will tie up the game. Out trots the kicker Merkelback, and he will look to stay perfect today. Another one-for-one performance from him. For O'Day, the importance of a blocked PAT here cannot be understated. You love to make a splash on special teams. I know we saw it a few weeks ago against Eastside Catholic with Kai McDonald coming off the far side and making a block and getting a block. And you'd love to see that here. I mean, a lead going into an offensive possession is a big difference from a tie game.
Definitely. And, you know, it also is important for Garfield to make the kick. So many times people just take the PAT for granted, and not every time does the kick go through the upright. We'll see if the kicker for Garfield can make things happen today. Kick is up and through, although very close to being blocked.
No, there he was. Kai McDonald almost came off the far side and blocked that. Just a very nice play there from Jacoby Cochran Jr., who I'm sure is very proud of his performance today. It's been a tale of two different things, and, well, Jason Brown on the ground for the Irish has been a lot of his offense, their offense, and Jacoby Cochran Jr. for the Bulldogs has been the sole source of points for them. Although, well, technically, Rion Hampton was the one to punch that one in. Jacoby Cochran has been their main guy, going for over 150 yards and a touchdown, and it should have been two if it were not for the heroics of Kyle McDonald, who has played lights out today. And Merkelbach back to kick for the Bulldogs. And back deep, you have Brown on the left side, Holiday on the right side. The last two kicks have been out of bounds and out for a touchback. And you'd love to see a nice return here for the Irish.
As the kicker getting ready to kick the ball down, running boots it down. Uh-oh, the ball is again out of bounds, and the O'Day Fighting Irish will get it at the 35-yard line. Another mistake by Garfield's kicker. Another mistake that just simply cannot happen if you are Garfield. As O'Day is now getting the ball in preferable field position.
Well, that's for sure. You'd love to have these every single drive, and they've had them a few drives so far. It'd be interesting to see what happens here, as the O'Day Fighting Irish offense will trot out onto the field, led by John Kohler. You're wondering if they're going to break out the passing attack sometime soon, as they've been mostly relying on the run. And that's Holiday and Brown in the backfield. We haven't seen Kotsakis in a little while. He has lost two fumbles today. So you'd have to think that maybe they're resting him a little bit, as Holiday gets the carry up the middle and takes a few men with him as he falls forward for 2 yards. So
about second and a good amount of yardage to go. Obviously, they need to make something happen. That's been the theme of the game. Really, it's been a really underwhelming game. I know I said that O'Day had run away with the score, but that is yet to happen. Ball snapped and going nowhere. It's like Kohler got the ball off to Jason Brown, but that
Mike Montgomery making it. Mike Montgomery, sorry to interrupt. Mike Montgomery making a stellar play there. And it'll be third and long, 3rd and 13 for the Irish. Well, this is definitely not where you want to be. You're going to have to probably let Kohler work some magic here, get the deep ball going, get it to Gallagher on the outside, Ashcraft on the inside. Those are the guys who you want to hit. Of course, though, you never know what Coach Kohler likes to pull out here. I wouldn't be surprised to see a draw right up the middle. Let Jason Brown run free, as he always does. And that will wrap up the third quarter before the Irish run a play. So we will switch sides and get right back to you here from West Seattle Stadium. I'm Harlan Grady.
I'm Riley Kahn. Be back soon. As we return to the final quarter of the regular season, O'Day and Garfield are tied up. O'Day ball 3rd and forever. They have to make something happen here They gotta work some magic, but that is very possible. Kohler takes the ball.
There we go, as Kohler will drop back to pass and look for Gallagher on the outside as the deep ball is unleashed. Gallagher will look to make a play into the catch. It's caught over the shoulder. Gallagher reins it in over the defensive back. What a ball by John Kohler. Puts it right in the breadbasket. Gallagher brings it in over his right shoulder and makes the catch on the sideline. What a play, and that is exactly what we were talking about with Kohler's magic. He just puts the ball right in the breadbasket, a picture-perfect throw, and that will move the chains. Well, that's definitely the spark the Irish needed. You need to respond after a demoralizing defensive drive. Give your defense some time, give him some rest, and let him go. As Jason Brown takes the handoff off the right side, makes a few men miss, and he's up the sideline for a gain of 5, and then he's hit as he goes out of bounds.
Late hit.
No flag there, but Garfield definitely feeling the heat a little bit as Jason Brown will pick up 3 and get to 2nd and 7.
Well, now big 2nd and 11. O'Day in a good position now in Garfield territory. A lot more morale for the Fighting Irish team. A lot more morale for the sidelines.
Well, definitely you want to see some points here. You want to retake that lead. You know, Garfield's not going to resist as there's the handoff to Holiday, who almost had a lane up the middle, but instead he's brought down. Some nice plays by Garfield as they're struggling to take him down. They clank, whoa, and some action after the snap there. Action after the whistle, and they're going to have to separate them. Everything ends up okay. You got to wonder where they'll draw the line. And
looks like number 31 Ramor Fleeks trying to get some extracurricular activities going.
And there was Khalil Holiday on the carry, again filling in for Kotsakis, who we haven't seen since he lost that second fumble.
So now 3rd and 4 yards to go.
And sorry if you're hearing anything from the parents as we try to eliminate that crowd noise for you. But here we go. As Kohler under center for the Irish takes the pitch to Brown, who has a lane up the middle, runs behind his blockers and makes a few men miss as the tackle is eventually made as he's pushed out of bounds. But a big gain first as there's a man down for the Bulldogs in the backfield. It's like the Irish bench wanted a flag, but they're not going to get one as it'll be 1st and 10 from the 29-yard line as the chains will move here. As the chains will move. There they go, and the chains do move, so it is 1st down for the Irish as Jason Brown took the pitch off the right side and did his little dance. Gets the 1st down. And O'Day will break out of the huddle, get to the line of scrimmage, and we'll see what happens here. 2 out wide and 2 in the backfield. Ashcraft on the line.
As Kohler takes the ball and throws it to Jason Brown. Jason Brown looking to make something happen. Possibly up, wander around the field. Ref saw something he did not like.
There was the flag. I believe that's going to be illegal. Oh my goodness, and it will be holding against the Irish, and that will move them back 10 yards. Another unforced error there from the Irish. They've been looking to eliminate those. This drive looking solid, but you've got to think that these penalties could mark the end of a solid drive.
Definitely. No matter what, coach, they do not like to see a penalty on their team.
You've got to think that something's going to change here. They're going to change their technique as the man in the white hat signals that was indeed a holding call on the Irish, and we will get back underway with Holiday and Brown in the backfield for the Irish.
Now Kohler, same formation as previous.
There's the snap count, but the play
back,
action looks for
throws,
Tucker Ashcraft, who's wide open.
Ashcraft, big gain for O'Day.
Ashcraft was wide open, makes the catch over a much smaller defensive back, and is able to haul it in before being brought down inside the 10, and that will move the chains. Ashcraft, a deep receiving threat for this Irish team. The big tight end, always prone to make a big play. And that was a nice throw by Kohler again, who we've seen throw dime after dime.
It looks like the returner Cochran was very much beat there. As ball
there's Jason Brown off the right side, but he is met and dropped. Looks like Cambo Lee, It's my bad.
Someone
there on the tackle. And Jason
like-
Brown brought down, and that will back them up again. That was and goal. Now it is and goal for the Irish. Jason Brown not looking happy with his sideline.
Looks like Garfield's starting to get a little more aggressive now as the game is starting to wind down. Something you never want to see from a team. As it's now second and a very long distance. I believe 18 yards, and 18 yards to the finish line.
Be second and goal from the
11-yard line, my bad.
Garfield Bulldogs, the 11-yard line is theirs. The play action, and he will look to dump it off to Brown on the right side, who will try to make a move. And I have a little bit limited sight here, but it looks like
Brown
he's
is
pushing the pile,
not being
pushing the
denied.
pile.
Brown
He
will not be denied.
just keeps his legs moving, and he's inside the 5 for the Fighting Irish, and they will look to punch it in now from third and very short within the red zone.
Brown carrying the entire Garfield defense before finally going down. That is someone you think you have him down, but he will just fight for 5 more yards. Now third from the 4-yard line. As O'Day is getting ready to punch it in for the touchdown for the Fighting Irish.
And here they go, crouching as it's to Brown, who is met and dropped it. It looked like there was a
whistles
whistle.
are blowing.
There was a whistle before the snap there, and Brown never got a chance to carry.
Mind you, Zach Newsom is once again in the game. Looks like they liked what they saw last time, and now the linebacker is back in the game. Offsides on the defense.
Wow,
that is critical.
That is a critical play there. Totally with you there, Riley, and they will move it half the distance to the goal. Looks like they are on about the 2-yard line. And here come the Irish. On third down, you've got to think they have 2 downs to punch this one in.
This is just problematic for Garfield. Now they've got 3rd and 2. This is bad news for Garfield. All they got to do is hand it off to one of their many tough running backs. And
no, they're going to roll out wide, and they're going to have a man wide open. It's Newsom in for the touchdown. Oh, my goodness, and this man will not stop making plays. Zach Newsom in for 6 for the Irish. My goodness, and on his senior night, could he have a bigger game? A forced fumble. He's been on offense, on defense, tackle after tackle, and that is a receiving touchdown for the man, the myth, the legend, Zach Newsom. My goodness. Kohler with a dime. He'll add 1 to his season totals too. But the star of the show tonight, Newsom, play after play, and he's in for 6 for the Irish.
that is a critical touchdown for O'Day. 7 minutes and 20 seconds left on the clock. As now Severio DeSimone and John Kohler look to make that score 21-14.
What a big drive there for the Fighting Irish, coming back after getting scored on, regaining that momentum as there's pressure off the edge, but that is up, and I believe that was through. Yes, it is. It is good. 21-14. The O'Day Fighting Irish hold the lead here with 7 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in the football game.
We'll be right back.
Welcome back. We are live from West Seattle Stadium, where the O'Day Fighting Irish have just regained the lead over the Garfield Bulldogs, who have hung tough with a very, very good opponent here. Definitely credit to their name. They've hung in this one, and they'll look to tie the game up here on this drive, and I have no doubt that they'll be able to pull that off. The key to this one will be limiting their mental mistakes, making sure that they're not getting too many penalties, that they're limiting the turnovers, and they will be able to come out today with a W.
And just I guess, keep the ball away from Zach Newsom. That he better get player of the game.
Well, you can say that again. Zach Newsom has been all over the field tonight. And here goes Severio Di Simone, who will squib kick it as he usually does, and it will be number 8 for the Bulldogs on the return, who will make a one-man miss and then is met by a flurry of red jerseys and brought down. Or, no, they blew the play down. He was down. He was down indeed, and he looked like he was poised to make a run to the end zone, but he was indeed down. And that will be where the Bulldogs start on the 37-yard line.
As the defense takes the field, offense still in the huddle. Obviously, this game's a lot closer than I would have thought. What about you, Harlan? How do you think this game goes?
I don't know. Garfield has been very strong this season. No, definitely not able to rate them highly enough, as they took the win over Prep last week. They're hanging tough with a very good O'Day Fighting Irish team, and you'd look to see them pull off an upset win here tonight. As here comes the man in motion is Witherspoon. They'll give the ball to him. The speedy youngster is cutting to the outside as Brendan Murphy looks to make the tackle, and he will indeed push him out of bounds way behind the line of scrimmage. What a play there, chasing the young speedster out of bounds. Brendan Murphy, a true playmaker in this Irish secondary.
Now, second and a country mile. They have got to make something happen on this play. If O'Day can stop them and score again, that might as well wrap up the game on this homecoming night.
Oh, I don't know about that. Still plenty of time left for this Bulldogs offense. But definitely Brendan Murphy making a big effect on this game. You like to see him. He's more of a Jamal Adams type safety. He likes to blitz a lot. He'll bring pressure off of both sides, and he'll make plays for you on the ball too. As there's the ball, and a miscommunication on the route there as Witherspoon was headed deep, but the quarterback was looking for a screen pass, as that one will just hit the ground harmlessly for an incompletion.
Now 3rd and forever. Well,
yeah, you can say that again.
This is a tough position if you are Garfield.
Definitely 3rd and 17. You're gonna need to get the ball to one of your playmakers. May I suggest Jacoby Cochran Jr. He has been the answer to all of their problems so far, putting up a big numbers so far, and that's who you want the ball in the hands of, because he has been your big playmaker tonight.
Well, at the same time, you don't want that ball going to Trey Stokes or Zach Newsom. Zach Newsom has proven that tonight is his night. He has been able to score multiple times. He has been able to get that ball. He is just having a night, and that is a lot saying because it's him.
And there's a little trickery, play. And that will be thrown deep and over the head, almost intercepted by Anton Arujo, who is playing deep as the safety there, but not quite picked off. Instead, that'll go harmlessly over the head, as that was a trick play. I believe playing quarterback was Jimmy Miller, the running back. They handed it off to him, and then he dropped back to pass. I'm not quite sure what happened there. Merkelback back deep to punt. Merkelback back to punt. McDonald back deep for the Irish, as the punt will be away, almost blocked off the right side. And McDonald will just simply stay away as Cooper Haley comes in to down the ball.
Now O'Day ball. O'Day is in a good position here. They are up and they've got the football with 6 minutes and 45 seconds remaining in the ball game. Not the position you want to be in if you're Garfield. Exactly the position you want to be in if you're O'Day. As now the offense now preparing to take the field. Center and looks to seal this victory.
Well,
ball
some
pops
points
to
here.
Jason Brown. Brown pushing forward.
Brought down by 2 Garfield defenders. Brown has been a staple of this offense, but Kohler last possession had a throwing touchdown. You don't see many of those from him, but definitely a big one there. And we will look to see him replicate some of that success through the air on this drive. That'll be a key.
Second down and maybe 7 yards to go.
2nd down and 7 for the Irish. Kohler maybe looking for some more success through the air, but of course Jason Brown, a staple of this offense, as he'll get the carry down the middle, following his guards, and that will be down, and it will be just about 3rd down and 4. 3rd down and 4, yep. Some
3-yard run by Jason Brown, second down. Brings up 3rd and 5 for the Irish.
a little bit of a spot there, so that'll be actually 3rd and 5 instead of 3rd and 4, and the Irish getting ready to see if they can convert here. You've got to think some points puts this game almost out of reach for the Bulldogs. Of course, miracles always in the cards, but some points here. Making this a 2-score game would be a huge step for this Irish offense, and the big part of that is converting here. And yep, flags will fly. John Kohler with the hard count. That's worked numerous times tonight. He has an impressive hard count, and he proclaims himself that that was a 1st down. Will be offsides on the Bulldogs. The man in the white hat confirms it. That will move the chains, I believe. We'll see what they call here. Yep, and it will be a 1st down for the Fighting Irish, making them work out of a very tough 3rd and 5 there. That would have been a hard one to convert on. As there's the handoff to Holiday. Pardon my error there, and the flag flies. I'm pretty sure he just hit him right in the head with that flag. The referee's definitely trying to get involved, making sure this game is fair. And here they go, talking to his buddy, who will make the call shortly. See what they have to say. Looks like they're picking up the flag.
Well, let's see what.
Face mask. Face mask?
Hard to
Very
see.
confusing refereeing tonight at times. I'm sorry. Looks like a personal foul. Face mask on the defense, and that will move the chains for the Fighting Irish. Another big penalty.
Something you cannot do with Garfield. Garfield's given up 20 yards now with penalties. These are the mistakes they can't make. Now O'Day is in Garfield territory and very favorable as the clock continues to wind down. Things are not looking good for Garfield. 1st down for O'Day.
And there's Brown on the left side, following his tackles. Couldn't quite get much going there, and that will be a short gain, if it's a gain at all.
Now 2nd and basically where they started again.
That'll be just about 2nd and 10. No gain on 1st down for the Irish, who will look to score some points here and put the game away. as the
Under 5
clock
minutes
ticks down.
remaining in regulation. Garfield's going to need nothing short of a miracle to come back this one. O'Day looking to just seal this victory and clinch that bye. Ball handed to Jason Brown, who spun up more flags. That is not what you want as Garfield. I'm not sure who the flags will be on this time, but if it's on Garfield, that will just put O'Day even further into their territory. And you can't make these mistakes as Garfield.
And that will be holding on the offense. Looks like O'Day's the one who can't be making those mistakes, and I definitely think that those errors will put them in a hole here, as that will make it 2nd down and a while. Well, it's a chilly night. Got to think the players maybe just looking to get warm, gather with their homies out there, just trying to grab on to whatever.
Play through the cold.
I mean, my fingers are cold, that's for sure.
Yeah, we're sitting up here in the booth.
And here we go for the Irish. It's long 2nd down, very long 2nd down, and they'll look to convert here. I would say we're probably going to need some more heroics through the air from Kohler, as Brach will snap to Kohler here on 2nd down and forever for the Irish. Linebackers creeping up for the Bulldogs, and he will blitz as there's a handoff to Holiday up the middle, who will get a gain of about 4 or 5, just running straight up the middle. Make it a little bit more manageable of a 3rd down. Phil Holiday. Nice little ground and pound machine up the middle there.
As the clock is now winding down to 3 minutes left in the game. Third down for O'Day.
Well,
If O'Day can get this first down now, what do you think will happen?
Well, if O'Day can get this first down, they'll be able to burn just about another minute of clock. And you've got to think Garfield hasn't taken any timeouts so far. So if they do get this, they'll be able to have it a few times. They'll be able to have a few timeouts. You've got to think that they're going to try. Oh, that's a surprising play call, and it almost works out for them. And Brown stays on his feet, and he's going to keep going. He might have gotten there.
Forward.
He got spun to the ground and then just jumped off of that defender, and it will still be fourth down, but Brown just gets a few more yards, makes it very manageable, and I would be shocked if they didn't go for it here. What a play by Brown. He made that. He was so hard to tackle. The guy brought him down, spun him to the ground, and he just hopped right off of him, took a seat right on him, and then popped right back up and kept running to make it fourth and short.
That is just Jason Brown. I mean, if you looked at that replay, you see he got hit. He just kept going. He got guys on top. He kept on going. He got hit again. He just spun around. He had a guy clinging onto his leg. He just refused to get tackled. And now O'Day is in a much more favorable fourth down position as O'Day calls a timeout.
O'Day will call that timeout, their first of the half with 2 minutes and 5, their second of the half, pardon me, with 2 minutes and 5 seconds remaining in the football game. Well, you know, Riley, if somebody asked me, what is Jason Brown as a football player, I would show them that run, because that is really the epitome of what he does for this football team. He is a horse. He will be able to run the ball over and over again without fail, and he will always stay up, keep his legs moving, look for any way to help out his team. Very unselfish, hard runner, and fast.
That's definitely the type of runner O'Day likes and O'Day produces. I mean, we, for the past couple of years, have seen definitely these types of hard runners. We've seen in the past Casey Mika, Cameron Daniels, all those types, the big, tough runners who could just carry an entire defense with them for the entire length of the field before getting put down.
Well, we'll see what happens here on fourth and short for the Irish. You'd love to see a conversion. They're going to go into that heavy set that they brought out on the goal line numerous times with Newsom in the backfield, followed alongside, and he's alongside Brown and Holiday. We'll see who they want to give it to. As Garfield stacks the box, a little bit of confusion. It'll be Brown right up the middle, and I do not think he got there. It'll be very close, and the ball maybe pops out, and there's blown dead. Garfield thought that they recovered a fumble, but instead the ball will be ruled down. We'll see if they give him the first down or if it is Garfield ball.
See some conversation happening now.
Can't exactly tell what's happening here as the man in the white hat will make a play his time.
Referee timeout.
My time. See where they spot the ball. Looks like they might bring out the chains to measure.
I don't know. It seems to be deep in conversation about this.
This is very confusing. Pardon us, we do not have the ref mic'd up, so we don't know what he's saying. And it is a little bit confusing here for you and for us. There will be a measurement, so they are going to bring out the chains. That is the ruling. We'll see what happens here. And we'll try to get it focused in for you on this ball as close as we can. We'll see what the refs have in store, and down goes one pole, and then down comes the other.
Well, from here at least, I'm looking at the screen myself. It looks like a first down for O'Day.
And the spot is in favor of O'Day. That will be a first down with 1 minute, 53 seconds remaining on the clock. They will move the chains. They will move the chains. And that will be a huge first down. If they put points on the board here, that could just about write the end of the story for the Garfield Bulldogs, who have fought hard so far.
Yes. Now first down for O'Day. Credit to Jason Brown on that drive. He has been playing hard, and he has been putting everything into getting every last inch. And frankly, O'Day needed every last inch there. And thanks to Jason Brown, they were able to get that first down. So good job, Jason Brown, for working hard and getting that conversion there. Now John Kohler prepares to take the ball. Oh, whistle's blown. Timeout, Garfield.
Whistle's blown, yep. See what happens here. These referees looking a bit like Chad DeVito.
Anyway, student section still here in full support.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
I might even now see a Khalil Holiday head pop up. Right now we have a lot of Mark and one Keith and now one Khalil.
Well, yeah, you can see those big heads over there. That is quite the show. All black tonight for homecoming. Very cool seeing all these boys come out in support of their brothers, their senior brothers, their mentors, and
Obviously, I think I was over there at halftime trying to talk to some of the guys. I think Trey Harrelson definitely coming out in style. Richard Barkley, Joe Githens as normal, coming out in all black. Definitely coming to support their brothers, so props to those guys. Also Anthony Cabrera, definitely all black. As John Kohler under center, hands the ball off to Jason Brown. Jason Brown
he'll
still
just
fighting. Whistles
fight
are
for any
blown.
extra yards he can get there as he takes it up the middle.
Whistles blown. Whistle continue to be blown.
3-yard run on first down by Jason Brown. 2nd and 7, Irish.
What's up? I'm good. How you doing?
Yeah, it looks like a timeout, Garfield.
All right.
So we will let the teams grab some water. Garfield looking to limit the clock running off, but not much they can do here, assuming O'Day wants to kick a field goal.
All right, well, timeout. I just want to point out that recently, this past week on Monday, O'Day's golf team, led by Joe Githens and Zach Frankenberg with Coach McLaughlin, was able to win in Metros, placing second place. They will be moving on to the districts soon. Also, this past Thursday, O'Day's cross-country team, led by Luke Meyer, Peter Leary, Zach Berta, were able to clinch a third place at the Metro League meet. They'll be playing next Saturday they'll be racing next Saturday at Lake Sammamish State Park in the district meets. Good luck to both those teams. As the offense prepares to take the field yet again.
O'Day Prep Band getting into the spirit of things here as we will look to wrap this game up in style with the Irish just going to ground and pound out the rest of this clock here as the handoff is to Brown again, who tries to follow his blockers, rolls forward off of a few potential tacklers and is eventually brought down, but not before he gets a few good extra yards. 3rd and 4 now for the Irish with the clock about to tick under a minute.
Garfield has a tall order if they want to get this win now. Obviously, they cannot let O'Day score. Obviously, they've got to put a big sack or something because Severio, he has got a powerful leg and can get that ball in there. They've got to get down there and they've got to score and tie that game up before the clock hits 0. As we're now hitting 45 seconds on the big reader board.
Oh boy, the clock ticking away. You'd think that would spell the end of the Garfield Bulldogs. As Jason Brown here taking a man with him, falling forward. He still can't be tackled. He will just take them with him. He cannot be stopped. He cannot be stopped. You can try. You can try. You will fail. You cannot tackle Jason Brown.
As that gets O'Day the first down.
That will be it. That looks like that will, oh my goodness. And there will be a timeout taken before the game can end. So Garfield playing a little bit of spoiler there, just prolonging their demise.
Well, of course, either way, big congratulations for O'Day. Garfield obviously, wanting to come out, nothing that any team likes more than to beat us, but
Well, definitely.
Garfield came out, you could say that they definitely worked hard, definitely put in everything they had to offer as good. I mean, they had a good show, I'll give them that. as now Day goes out for the final couple plays.
Well, that's what you love to see. Your seniors kind of getting to bask in the moment here. The fans and the student section ready to erupt, ready to shower their guys in praise. They played a very hard-fought win today, a great victory. I assume they will come out here in victory formation. So the band plays a farewell to the Garfield Bulldogs here at West Seattle Stadium. And it will be just victory formation. John Kohler will take a knee, and off go the Irish. They will come home with a win, and that will seal the end.
Thank you, everyone here. Of course, John Orm on the computer, Mr. Alex Letta on the score, August Pepper on the camera. Thank you, Graham Shirley, Aiden Fernandozo for pictures down at sidelines.
We've had Finn Ball on the sideline camera. We've also had numerous other guys on the camera. Thank you all for your various contributions, and we had a great broadcast tonight. Thank you very much for tuning in from wherever you are, supporting the boys, supporting the brotherhood. Go Irish, roll Irish, and that is what we will leave you with. Thank you very much for tuning in.
Thank you very much. I'm Riley Kahn. Thank you, Coach Kohler, for arranging the senior